Tiger Vision. Head coach Dave Marino leads the Palmetto Tigers at home against the heavyweight Riverview Rams from Sarasota, led by head coach Joshua Smithers. Live from Harllee Stadium in Palmetto, it's Friday night.
We are live, broadcasting from paradise here on the sun coast of Florida. Welcome to Spring Football Classic. It's a beautiful night for football here at Harllee Stadium in Palmetto. Welcome to the jungle tonight. We're going to treat you to some great football as always here in Florida. We have a gorgeous sunset on that horizon that is falling. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brian Varnador. I'm joined tonight by my broadcast partners, Mr. Rick Wells, Ken Burton Jr., along with Tom Porter, and we welcome the Sarasota Riverview Rams, and of course, you, the number one internet live stream fans in the world, our Tiger Vision fans, presented by Conley Buick GMC. Palmetto Tiger fans, to this Sarasota County versus Manatee County high school football action. With that, I'm going to turn it over to my broadcast partner, Mr. Rick Wells, for his thoughts. Rick?
Well, thank you very much, Brian. Welcome, everyone. It's a pleasure to be back here, even if it's only for one game. We've got football back on Friday night here in Palmetto. We're going to see the new-look Palmetto Tigers, guys. We lost a lot of seniors last year, some key names, one being Anthony Marino, our all-star quarterback that has led this team for the last 3 years. And, we're going to see number 2, Zay Williams, who was the quarterback for the freshman and JV team. Zay went to St. Stephen's last year, decided to come back, and I'm very happy for that. We'll see what he's learned. I know he's been working very hard in the off season, and he'll work even harder during the summer. As you know, we lost Johnny Jones. We were just talking about all the yards that Johnny picked up a year ago, or earlier in the year when we played at Riverview. So we've got a lot of new players on defense. We'll talk about that later. But really, this is just the time, preseason, the spring. They're going to be pumped up. They're going to be ready to go. But really, a lot of these kids out here are competing for a job for the fall.
Yes, and what a great opponent to take on for a spring game. These guys, we came back and beat them 42-7 back on September 7th, and I am sure Coach Smithers is looking for some sort of revenge. They're also looking for answers. That's what you try to find in a spring game. So, and we will see these guys again on September 6th, game 3 or 4 in the season. Coach Marino's, this is practice number 20, looking for some answers tonight. Rick, as you said, the most important is looking for a quarterback, and we might see LaJonte a little bit. We'll just happen to see, but I'm excited that we're going to see some football, and let's get this game going.
All right, the Palmetto Tigers will receive the kickoff. You know, this Riverview team last year in the game we were talking about has very little to do with the game tonight. But one thing we saw, the receiver in the game will not be playing tonight, and he's a dynamic 6'5" receiver. He's a Florida State commit. And so look at this big kicker here. Number 35, you have Thomas Travnik coming up to kick this one away. Short approach, so I look for a pooch kick. So he comes to the ball, kicks it. It's a short kick, hanging up high, trying to find a soft spot on the field. It's got the backspin, and they're going to get the ball.
We got it.
That would be
they're pointing towards Riverview ball. And we saw a lot of this last year because of our guys back there that could take it to the house. And this is something we will see a lot during the season, I think.
Okay, so now we have the quarterback trotting out there is number 10, Sean White, and he has 2 receivers out here on the left with a single on the left. one back in the backfield. What you see the Rams try to do is run very heavy packages, see if they come up with a run, which they do, running right up the middle of the field. Good tackle there, only about a 2-yard gain on the play. And it looked like in the interior line there involved with that, Goff was up there in the interior line to keep that for only a 1-yard gain. Second and 9, 2 receiver set. And now White looks for the snap. Waits, and he's going to throw a pitch out there wide. Good block out there initially, but extra close ball's on the ground, and that's a turnover, and it's going to be recovered by number 7, Raquan Crawford. Raquan Crawford out there making a heads-up play. Really good defense out there, setting the edge. There looked like a good block out there, but the DN kind of pinched that inside back, didn't get to go where he wanted to go. Great play by the Palmetto Tiger defense.
Great play. We've seen 4 plays now with 2 turnovers.
All right, now here's the new look Palmetto Tiger offense. You know about the dynamic receivers that the Palmetto Tigers have, but you have Williams, the quarterback, Xavier Williams, 6'1", 185-pound junior lefty out there. Kobe Mays is out here on the right. Flanked on the left side of the field, we have Curtis Thomas, Butler, and now in motion there's Sajel Hickson out of the backfield, tries to shake a tackle, spins off 2 tacklers, but he goes for about a 2-yard loss on the play.
Also, you're going to see a big change on the offensive line with Lee Matthews moving from the right tackle to offensive center. This puts our best lineman coming back right in the center, the captain of the line, and that's where he's going to play on Saturdays next year. So this is a good fit for him.
All right, Palmetto is now coming out with 2 receivers on this side of the formation out here. Curtis Thomas made the change from number 29. Now he's number 8 this year. He's flanked wide to the right, and that's Butler. Gets the pitch, and he's got inside, and he goes for about a 6-yard gain play on the play. So it's going to bring up about a 3rd and 3.
Yeah, great run there. It puts Tigers in a great situation where they can open up the playbook. Going no huddle here, Brian.
Here with 10 minutes and 27 seconds here in the first quarter. Zion Williams looks over the side, changing things up there with Ty Stolt, the offensive coordinator. Plenty of time on the clock. 2 receivers each side. Fakes a handoff to Sajel. Throws a nice seam in there, and there's a great move. And going still is Jonte Wester down the sideline. He's at the 30, the 20. Cuts it back at the 10. He could, and he's down at the 1-yard line. Wow.
LaJonte's just picking up right where he left off last year. He is a game changer. My goodness. He took that slant and almost took it to the house. Broke a couple tackles, too.
Really in a fine-looking throw there on the seam route, and that's Xavier Williams, left-handed quarterback, throwing a nice pass across the – so he starts out. First times we've had a chance to get our eyes on him this season, and there is a flag holding on the play block, and
it must have been
it's way down,
way downfield.
So it's still going to be a first down.
23 yards.
So 22-yard line.
9 minutes and 58 seconds on the clock. Ball is going to be at the 22. Palmetto Tigers with a big play in the middle of the field. Sajel Hickson is going out of the backfield, setting up as a slot back out there to the left of the formation, and 3 on the left and 1 receiver out here, Kobe Mays. And there goes Zion Williams. Nice throw, come get it, and great defensive play by number 12 there, and that's a great play by James Simmons. One thing about this team, Ken, they have safeties and corners with a 4 and 5 wide set that Palmetto likes to do. Generally, you get one of those speedy receivers covered by a strong safety that can't run.
Yes.
But across in this, it looks like they're all cornerbacks out there. They all can cover, and that was pretty evident on that play.
Yeah, remember they went real deep into the playoffs to the state semis last year.
Grab that.
In motion comes Butler, and he dives in the middle of the field, breaks a tackle initially. Good play there by number 4, Jaden Cray.
Yeah, the offensive line. We've got some new men up there as well. They're still trying to, get their footing, and we are just allowing them to work through some of these new kinks. But I think we're going to be confident that this line is going to be able to be much improved as this game goes on, and also into the summer.
Yeah, I think they're off to a great start.
Here with 9 minutes and 10 seconds, it's 3rd and 7 here. And now Williams looks, throws it out there, wide open receiver, got him, and that's going to be Jonte Wester for the touchdown.
What a great pass, Rick.
Yeah, that was a great route by Jonte, and just a super pass by Zay. And that's why Zay was such a great quarterback in his JV year before he left, and that's what we can come to expect. Nice touch on the ball.
Yes. That's what I liked about that, the touch. He just laid it right in there. It's like they have been playing together for 15 years.
Now you look at the linebacker / long snapper. Braden Nickel is going to snap this one back there. A little different look at back there. Anthony Marino was back there for years spotting the football, and we have number 42, which is Rafael Gonzalez. Lines up for the kick with 9 on the clock. Palmetto Tigers lead this one 6-0. The kick is up, and it is perfect. So your Palmetto Tigers lead this one 7-0 with 9 on the clock.
Yeah, that drive didn't take, 2 minutes and some change, and they marched right down the field, and looks like the offense has just picked up right where they left off last year, and with the quick strike and then with the nice pass into the end zone.
Yeah, we still have a lot of talent offensively. We didn't lose much. We did lose, our number one quarterback, obviously, and Zay's going to continue to improve and learn the system. I don't think it's going to be difficult because he was running this system with Coach Ty as a JV quarterback. So, it's just getting into rhythm and understanding the talent that he has around him. And there's still a lot of speed on this Tiger offense.
From what I saw there, he looked like a seasoned veteran on that. So off to a great start.
So now it is going to be Rafael Gonzalez lining up to kick. Tigers really overcame a big hurdle there early on with the opening kickoff of the game being recovered by Riverview. Was able to overcome that. Now here's a nice high kick, and it's going to be fielded deep in the end zone. Great kick by Gonzalez.
5 yards deep. We'll take that all day. Into the win, yes. Great point, Brian.
I didn't see that coming, guys. I mean, he has, he's working out the kinks like everybody else. Great kick, just the way you like it. Start off on the 20, and let's get the defense back out there and make a play.
Fantastic. With that, he had a very short approach. The ball was very high in the air against the wind, so we're thinking that's going to settle in about the 6 or 7 yard line and 3 yards deep in the end zone. What a weapon, Rafael Gonzalez. Now we have Sean White taking this one receiver out there in motion. That's Hayes. And there's a mix up there. And really good play on the interior of the line. And one thing we're going to look for this year is Floyd Dozier wears number 5. Used to wear a bigger
52.
Yeah, 50 last
50,
year.
I'm sorry.
And so it's an interesting look there. Small number across the defensive line. White hands us off to the back, looks for a crease. Nothing there. Matty Wyatt comes up strong from his Mike linebacker position to make a play.
Yeah, and guys, you still got Matty White, who's he's just another year stronger in that linebacker spot. As you remember last year, right in midstream, he goes into that spot and he hasn't stopped.
Rick, I saw him out at practice. I thought he had graduated. I thought he was a senior, and I was so happy to see him out there.
3rd and 11. White takes a wide snap, looks down the middle of the field, has a wide open receiver, big tight end there, and that's going to be right at the first down marker. He's going to have it. And that's 87 there, a very nice-looking tight end. That's Michael Ferraccio.
First down Rams, first and 10. At the Riverview 30.
Really good blocking up front by the offensive line on that possession. Here he comes off the edge, and really good play there initially was made by number 9, Ellison Bradley, coming off hot and then forcing the play to the middle of the field.
Yeah, that place with Ellison on that hot, there was just really nowhere to go, and the line finished him off.
So that brings up about a 3rd and a long 7 yards. White sends back in motion across the formation. Missed tackle back there. Now he's looking for the sideline. Great speed over there, and that had to be Goff coming over there to clean that up.
Yeah, Yeah, we still have a lot of speed on that defense as well. Maybe a little undersized guys, but the speed will make up for a lot of that. The D-line, though, up front, you've still got some beef up there, but quickness, and that's what I like about them, the quick off the ball.
All right, 2 receiver formation out here. Out wide left is James Simmons. Now he looks, he throws the ball to the right. Receiver makes a nice catch on the sideline, but he's down about 3 yards short, so that's going to bring up a 4th and a very long 2 yards.
Yeah, great read by the quarterback. He saw the blitz coming and went threw right to the receiver in that spot, but just a little short.
At the 39-yard line.
Gutsy call here.
Yeah, 4th and 2. Palmetto Tigers staying on sides. Good. They're trying to draw them off sides here, looking over to the sideline. 6 minutes and 34 seconds on the clock now. Looks like they're just trying to shift things around and draw those Tigers off sides. But they run the ball straight up there, and he's going to be very,
close.
Very close to the first down. Looks like he just made it.
He's just right over the line on the 40. I think it's going to come to the spot.
It's going to come to the spot. Really, I didn't think.
Oh, they gave it to him.
Yeah, I really didn't think he had that good of a spot. Really made a nice cut in the backfield. Palmetto had some penetration back there.
Gutsy call.
White takes it. Now it's running an option to the left. Good block out there on the edge, and he's still going forward, and a great tackle, good closing speed, but not after about a 7-yard gain on the play, about 6 yards.
And they stretched that one out.
Well, you got Tyler Wells coming in. That's his job is to cut the edge off and bring that back in, which he did. And we're just a little too slow getting up there, but still good play by the D.
2nd and about 4 on this one. Hands off to the back. Nice hole over there on the left-hand side, and he gets a nice block, and he goes for a big first down. Trap.
Water break.
Ran kind of a little counter tray trap action there. Had the flow of the offensive going to the right. Cracked it back to the left-hand side for a nice gain on the play. So with 5 minutes and 35 seconds, Tigers still lead this one 7-0.
Yeah, the Rams have a decent sized line, and he just took advantage of the run and just found a hole and made the play. They're moving right back on us here.
All right, so what do we have here? We have the water break?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got a water break timeout here. Really, the new look Tigers, what can you say? Very impressive was Xavier Williams throwing the ball. Of course, great routes by LeJontay Wester, and but now it's time to play some defense. Really a big offensive line out here for Riverview, 290-plus pounds out here at left tackle. And I know there's a couple young men out there in that 270 type range, so big offensive line. White has it, wide snap, looks down the field, hangs the ball up in the air, and a receiver is open, makes a nice catch. Looks like
Was he in bounds?
he
Yes.
is down at the 9-yard line. Great catch.
That
was good coverage.
Good
great
coverage.
pass, great catch.
It was alley-oop, kind of threw it up, and he was able to catch it even with the sun in his eyes.
White hands the ball off, and it up to the center of the line. A nice tackle made there, and coming down the line there. Couldn't see the number there. It looks like 33. Coming down the line and making a play. And that would be Tavion Sanders, a sophomore in there. Kaiser Luft has the ball running wide, has a lane, takes a big hit. He's going to be in for the score.
It's a touchdown.
Yep, the referee signals touchdown. What'd you see on that one, Rick?
I just saw some good blocking up front. Even though we pushed him in, there really was no one there to pick up the tackle. So good blocking by the O-line from Riverview, and just got to take your hat off and say, hey, we got to do a better job.
Now Thomas Travanik is lining up for the extra point. Palmetto in an overload right, Kick is up, and it is good. So this game is knotted up. 4:55 on the clock. Palmetto Tigers 7 and the Riverview Rams 7.
And with 4:55 left to go in the first quarter here in this spring classic.
Now, as we have a little pause here, the game last year, it was a game. Riverview had a fine team, was able to beat teams like Manatee last year, and really they had a lot of things happen to them last year with some crazy plays. Palmetto fumbled the ball forward for a big completion. Palmetto had trailed that 21-7 in the second quarter, came back. Then there was another play in the game when Riverview was snapping a punt. It was a low snap, and the punter went down on a knee to field the snap, hit a good punt, but he was down at his own 3-yard line. So Palmetto had great field position. 42 points on the board last year. It's very atypical against a Riverview-style defensive team.
They've had some high-scoring games with Riverview in the past. That was also Curtis Thomas's breakout game we were talking about earlier. He caught 3 passes for 85 yards, and he made himself known.
A very talented team. A lot of athletes on this team. With the kickoff, another short kick. Fair catch it. Oh, my God.
We got it. By Palmetto.
All right there, and you can see battling the sun there, so the ball's going to be spotted at the 25-yard line.
That ball came out.
They still haven't
So
decided
the referees are
which way,
referees are
but great strategy. Just kick it short, kick it high, right in the sun, and difficult to see. And this is now the second time we've had to deal with this.
Yeah, one thing that you have here, especially in a spring game about this time of the year, in college football, you don't want to run east and west, but in high school football under the lights, you're looking right. The fields you do go east and west. That's a good thing because the fields are faced the opposite from that. So they're going to kick this one again, and up here, that's a bit of a mystery.
Well, I would put a receiver over there and let him fair catch it. They're obviously not going to kick it to our kick returners.
So they're gonna line it up again and make them kick again. So 4 minutes and 55 seconds here in the first quarter. 2 kicks and 2 plays where Riverview apparently looked like they were on the ball, but they're gonna sort this one out. Maybe that was a violation of the 2-yard buffer zone with Wells back there trying to catch that one. I'm not sure.
They're on the 40 kicking it.
Okay, Kenny, you figured that one out.
Why there's a penalty? Didn't know if there was a penalty.
Maybe.
Oh look, they even Tiger Visions. It got it's right on it there.
Now Travnik kicks this one off, and now this is going to be offsides.
Missed it.
So did he? That's going to be offsides. That's only one call that can be made. The referees had blown the play live. Well, it's a spring game.
Yeah, Zebras got to work out their kicks too.
I'm not sure that the refs were ready and had called the play live. They were over here talking to Coach Marino.
Did anybody hear a whistle? I don't remember. There we go.
But check those shadows out on the Tiger Vision broadcast. You can see those are some long shadows. Good play there, and that's Kendall Reynolds that recovers the ball at the 50-yard line. Heads-up play by Kendall Reynolds.
Johnny on the spot there. Yeah, just get on it, get down, and we'll take it at midfield all day.
Well, whatever happened, I'm just glad we got the ball. Because that was and the only thing that I can think of is what you had already stated, Brian, is that it was a fair catch and he just got too close to Tyler.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can come up with. He was on him, but normally we don't think about, those interior linemen catching the ball.
But if you do waive the fair catch, which he did, you have the violation of the 2-yard buffer zone. So that's going to be what had to be the call on that. So now Palmetto Tigers. Xavier Williams, boy, he looks good. His composure's good. And he looks and throws. Beautiful throw out there. Kobe Mays, and that goes for a 9-yard gain, and that was a very, very deceitful play. Looked like a run the whole way.
Even for the coaches up here for Riverview, but Kobe has got great hands. He's picked up some size, and we know what he can do with the ball.
Now this is Sajal Hickson. What a cut, and he's got the first down, and so it'll be first down for the Tigers right at the 40-yard line. 4:28 left in this first quarter.
Down Tigers.
Yeah, nice run up the gut, getting behind Lee Matthews and grabbing that first down.
And what a nice cut that he made on that DN. Now, Williams, man, that young man can throw the ball. Throws it out there to Curtis Thomas. You know, this year I look for a breakout from Curtis Thomas. One thing that we'll see as plays break down and you get into a scramble play, whether it be Williams here or if Jonte Wester's back there at quarterback, Curtis Thomas is one of those guys as the plays break down that finds the open spot. So Palmetto Tigers driving, hands it off to Hickson, nothing there, and he's going to be tackled for about a 4-yard loss on the play.
Great play by the defense. Yeah, defense just exploded off the ball and pushed Sajal back about 3 yards. So, I mean, they got a couple of big boys there on the D-line.
Why was the ball back here?
Yeah, there's another one wearing a very low number 6, Ziggy Williams. Probably goes about 240 pounds across the line there, but he's a player. Oh, look at this. Oh, nice cut inside. Goes for about a 8-yard gain on the play. So really good play call there. It brings up now a more manageable 3rd and 9.
Yeah, like the call. Good to let the quarterback run a little bit just to keep everybody honest.
He looks very composed out there. Tries to draw him off sides, and no call there. You know, in high school you can't jump back onside after you've gone across the line. But heads-up play there by the Riverview defense. Now we got an empty backfield here. Look for the pressure in the middle. Great throw down the seam. Ball's high. Intended there for Sajal Hickson. And really a beautiful play.
Yeah, the play worked perfectly. He was open, just a little too high from Zay. And I know he wished he could have that back, but the play itself was perfect. And you know, sometimes as a quarterback, you're looking over those linebackers and trying to make sure that you get it over their heads. And Zay, he'll hit that.
Now we have a very long field goal attempt here. So the ball is going to be at the 29, so that's going to be a 39-yard field goal. And Gonzalez approaches the ball. A little bit trouble on the snap. He draws that one in there, and it is perfect. So great kick by Gonzalez. So it is 10-7 with 2:54.
He was hitting them from 45 to 48 pretty easy yesterday, and looked like the snap and hold was off just a tad timing-wise, but he made up with a perfect kick there. It's good to have a kicker, you know, especially when we get into these district games where we're going to need all the points.
Well, you know, he's been working hard. You know, he had that ankle issue early last year that held him back during the spring game, and also, I believe, maybe early on in the summer. I mean, he was still trying to work his way back. But so you take away some of the issues that we've had on the kickoff team. You know, the defense is still learning. It's still, you know, this is a very complex defense at times, and you got to know what your assignment is, and they will pick everything up as we continue with the summertime workouts. But you know, offensively, we're moving the ball. You know, shoulda, woulda, coulda. That could have been a touchdown. We do pick up 3. So far, so good. A lot better than last year's spring game. If you can remember, our opponent basically in St. Pete, they had no receivers. We didn't do a kickoff or kickoff return. We just kind of ran through a scrimmage. If you,
that's right.
In my
I forgot
opinion,
about that.
Yeah, it wasn't really much to gauge.
Now, number 42, Rafael Gonzalez, is going to approach the ball. And a pretty nice long approach this time. Drives a long kick, and it is going to be 6-7 yards deep in the end zone. What a weapon this year. We've seen Rafael Gonzalez driving the ball.
Always a plus to be able to have a kicker, once again, that kicks into the end zone. With all these athletes out here, you never know what you're going to get when one of them catches the ball. So we got some of the other linebackers in place now, and see what we can do.
With 2:49 left to go in the first quarter. It is the
All right,
Palmetto
2:49
Tigers 10,
and the
Riverview
on the
Rams.
quarter, and Palmetto Tigers out there lining up in a pretty nice-looking defense. One single safety back there in the backfield. Now White takes it out of the shotgun, hands it to the back, coming around. Really good defense there, coming up to make a play. That had to be that was number 21, and that is going to be Jalen Wester. There's another Wester, right?
Yeah, here it is on the replay. Watch him jump. Right there.
Nice play by Jalen Wester. You know, we've had Jonte, and we've got John Wester played with us last year. Now Jalen Wester looks just like his brother, making plays last year in the back half of the defense. Squares out, nice little route out there, goes for about a 4 or 5 yard gain. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 with 2:10 on the clock here in quarter one. So that brings up a 3rd and 9 here. Let's call it 3rd and 9, a minute 57 on the clock. Riverview in no hurry here, changing things up. You know, really nice looking number 87, Michael Ferracio is out there in the slot, and they look like they might look his way. Great rush there, an excellent play there, and that is number 5, and that's big Floyd Dozier.
That's what we liked about him so much last year, is that for a big man, he's got quickness, and he loves to get off the ball and to sack that quarterback. You remember a lot of plays last year behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes on the opposite side of the field. Just amazing quickness. So good job. I'll take that new number.
Yes, and he did not play in the spring game because of the red-black game because of a separated shoulder. So it's good to see him out there making plays.
Floyd Dozier Sr. was a great player, and
yes, he was.
Junior, really nice size, 275, 280 pounds, but excellent feet. He's one of those D tackles able to go sideline to sideline. Here's a kick. It's going to be
away from it.
It's going to be not a very effective punt here. It's going to go for about a 15-yard punt. What do you think, Ken?
Yeah, I think you're spot on there. He just shanked it, and we're going to have a nice short field here to really take advantage and move up ahead by 10 points possibly.
Yeah, good job by the defense, a 3 and out. Great field position. We just need to start working on that running game and trying to get that offensive line in tune. They're doing a good job up to this point. There's some big young men on that D-line for Riverview. So let's run this ball a little bit, do a little razzle-dazzle, get in that end zone.
All right, so 42 seconds here remaining in the second quarter, and Palmetto Tigers go with 3 out here, and there's Butler coming up, and he does a little yo-yo screen out there, and that one's going to be incomplete. But, you know, he tried to get that little yo-yo screen coming back toward the formation, popped that out there. Rams in excellent defensive position there was number 5, Chuck Brantley.
Yeah, and that's one thing I would like to see a little bit more here as we proceed through the game, is get that ball in Bubba's hands and let Bubba do what he does best. And we know how he can run 100 yards underneath the ping pong table. So anytime you can get the ball in his hands, it's a good thing.
All right, 3 out here wide, and we've got the ever-dangerous Curtis Thomas and Butler in motion. Oh, look at that action there. Sajal Hickson shakes the tackle and bounces off, stiff arm, but really good pursuit there by the Riverview defensive line. Goes for no gain on the play, brings up a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, I like the call, and I thought it looked like it was going to develop into something, but Riverview stayed true in their lanes and caught on to the trick and got a big play here.
Palmetto probably elect to let the clock run down here. There's only 10 seconds left on the clock. Breaks the huddle, 3rd and 10. This might be a good time to let the clock run down.
Yes.
And come up with a plan. Now Kobe Mays is out here singing while there's your quarter. So the Tigers will have a chance to sort this one out. And what you've seen here, from this young group, very concerned with the offensive line with the loss of Luke Gullett and Ethan Ingham last year. Those guys were very strong on the offensive line, but really not much of a drop-off. The quarterback play has been impressive. And what you can't say enough about Jonte Wester. And again, Curtis Thomas showing up here in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's right, Brian. And this is just really, a preseason game for these guys, and they still have not gone really against live competition. They've gone against each other, and so but it's a totally different look, different set of D linemen in front of them, different moves from that D line. So they're going to continue to grow. They're going to get stronger. I can guarantee you during the off season. And these guys have worked very, very hard. So I think by the time we start back here in the fall, they're going to be ready to go, and they're going to be beefed up.
Thank you for coming to the Spring Classic.
All right, one single out here wide, and that's going to be Kobe Mays out there. And really a bunch formation over to the right, and they send Butler in motion. And now they swing it out there, and that's Sajel Hickson. Wow, look at the acceleration. And he's going to be down at the 20. There's going to be a block in the back on that play with a – can't do that anymore. That's the old crackback block. These days you're not going to get away with that one.
No, they're going to call that every time.
But what we saw there, and I think Ken and I and Rick were looking at that last year. Sajel Hickson, when he catches the ball, composes himself, that second, third, and fourth step is incredible.
Yes, he's a track guy. He runs a good 11, 10, 900 meters, so he can move north and south really quick.
He is something. Okay, they did waive the play.
Okay.
So what they said there on that crackback block, when you come that way, you're faking the action to the right and then running to the left side of the formation. Peeling back there was Butler, had a really big block, but I guess he said that he had his head across the bow on that one. No block in the back. First down, Sajel Hickson. Sajel looks fantastic tonight. Even on plays where they go for a negative play, you can tell he has the ability. Butler in motion. He's going to stop in the backfield. He's probably going to run with Butler, and he fakes it. Nice play, and he throws it out there wide open. One-hand catch by Kobe Mays. Now look at that one on the replay. One-handed, left-handed snare, Kobe Mays.
Just an outstanding play by Kobe. What a superstar he has become for the Tigers. I mean, that's just you don't teach that. That's an athletic move, buddy.
That's not like the first time we've seen that.
No, he's incredible.
He does that all the time, and my goodness, that was one heck of a catch.
I mean, he's
into the sun, Rick.
Into the sun, looking back, sun in his eyes, grab. I mean, he's already, how tall is
6'2"?
6'2". He got the wingspan of a
6'5", maybe.
Yeah, I mean, he's just awesome. Good job.
Good feet, runs good routes.
And the other thing,
here it is on the replay. They missed it, but there
it is.
Yeah,
there it is, one-hand catch. And the other thing, it was a perfectly thrown ball on the outside edge, and great coverage by the defender.
Yes.
You can't, you could only put it. There was only like a half of a pie plate there to put that ball where the receiver could catch it under. The defender was in great shape. So just an amazing connection there between Xavier Williams and Kobe Mays.
So
I think one thing about Zay, what I like about Zay is he knows these receivers. Even though he was gone last year, they have played a lot of ball together in 7-on-7 back in the early days. And so he knows what he has, and he knows if he can get it anywhere close, they're going to go up and get it, and they're going to help him out. And that's just an example of what we have here at Palmetto. Just any of these players, Jonte, Bubba, Kobe, of course, they can go up, get the ball, and make an outstanding play for you if you just give them that opportunity.
Just an amazing play, and it's a different when you're catching the ball with one hand, and you've played a lot of your career against with right-handed throwers.
Yes.
It's a different science. If you ever have gone out there and thrown a ball with a lefty, and you're out there catching them with one hand and nonchalant, and you're dropping them. It's because it's a different English.
It's a little difference. Yeah, exactly. That's why you see a lot of left-footed punters in college and NFL because of the spin. It messes you up. You're exactly right, Brian.
So and like Rick mentioned, that's a connection that's been made over the years. So they're absolutely accustomed to each other, and a great connection. Now Palmetto leads this one 17-7 with 11:45. Now these returners will be looking right into the sun, and this is a low kick, and he's got it at the 20, looks for the sideline, and a great tackle over there. Don't know who that was that made the play. Let's see. See if I can pick that up on the replay. Couldn't see that on the far sideline.
Tyler over there, I know Tyler's plays on those right about there where the tackle was made.
Really a strong tackle over there,
Yeah.
An arm tackle.
And good coverage. That was a line drive kick, and that's usually a recipe for disaster, and they still made good coverage on it. Kept them inside the 30.
New back here for Riverview, gets the ball in the middle of the field. Running high there is number 12 in there. It's James Simmons, and he goes for about 2 yards.
You know, one thing we have not seen from Riverview, they had Allie Boyce last year. That boy torched us. Well, he torched everybody for 197 yards last year, the leading rusher in the area.
And his backup, number 7, who is a freshman, is not playing tonight either. I know later in the season we're going to see that receiver and that other talented back.
Yes, exactly.
Now he looks, white, middle of the field. Really nice route there. Number 11, he's got it on the chase. There are the Tigers, but I don't think they're going to catch him.
Nope.
And he's in for the touchdown. And that is Amari Hayes with a well-executed play. Palmetto Tiger defense out of sync on that one.
73 yards.
Yeah, that was definitely some missed coverage there in the middle. And that's the problem that you're going to see as they try to – these new linebackers try to, understand that their position, that middle is going to be exposed. And I don't know who was supposed to be there, but they'll figure it out. Coach Cucci already knows, I can guarantee you that. And they'll be having a discussion as soon as they get back to the sideline.
And when they get to the film room, the eye in the sky don't lie is what they used to say. Now the kick is up, and it is good. So now the Tigers only have a 3-point lead, 11-1 on the clock. The Tigers lead this one 17-14.
And that's what I like about Coach scheduling a tough game for the spring, playing the St. Pete schools. We were playing with running clocks. A scrimmage last year, we knew coming in, these guys went all the way to the state semis despite us beating them last year. They had a good playoff run. They got their quarterback back. But he threw a nice pass, laid it right in there, exposed our secondary. As we see it again here on instant replay, Brian, you can talk about it.
Looks like we weren't in a cover two. Let's take a peek at that. But really had looked early on. He was looking to the wide side of the field. Looked like they were going to go with and then slicing down the middle of the field was number 11, Amari Hayes. And Amari Hayes, that was a 73-yard play. Let's pick it up.
Yeah, we're going the wrong way, it looks like.
Okay, but
they'll figure it out in the.
But 73-yard play and really great speed there by Amari Hayes. And now this kicker, number 35, he is Thomas Travnik. He looks like he's about 6'7" out there, doesn't he? But he's
a big kid.
Yeah, he's a very tall kicker.
We're set up for the pooch over to our side here.
It takes a long approach this time, drives it, and it's a high kick. Sajel Hickson fields that 1 yard deep in the end zone. So the Palmetto Tigers are going to have this one starting out on 20-yard.
I was starting to wonder if he could actually kick it far. I mean, the way they started this game off, it was effective. Don't get me wrong. And they did they did a little bit of playing against the return team for the Tigers. That was a huge kick there, and that's also against the wind. So the offense has got to come back out here. We got to continue to drive the ball down the field, pick up some first downs, score again. Look, we know what Riverview is, so we got to play 4 quarters. I don't care if it's spring or not.
It may come down to who has the ball last with this one tonight, the way it's going.
Yeah, and one thing about that secondary, Hal Bloom out there, he's wearing number 3, wore number 20 last year. He's a fine safety out there. And then the backside of the defense, very good. Now Butler takes it, and he goes for about a half-yard gain on the play.
Not much room for even Bubba to make a play, so you're going to have to regroup here on 2nd and long.
2nd and 9, a lot of time on the clock here in the second quarter, 10 minutes and 39 seconds. And we have 3 receivers out on the right side of the formation. Looks like a screen set up in the middle of the field, and that's going to be Sajel Hickson turning on those afterburners. Look at him go. He's at the 40. He's at the 50, and he's out of bounds at the 45. Now, he's a burner, Rick.
He is very, very quick. Once again, just another speedy running back that we have here in this arsenal of backs that we did not lose. If that's one thing we can say about the Tigers here lately, is that every year we continue to be able to just to feed the running backs into the system.
Great rack there and that's run after the catch for Sajel. Now another long ball thrown to Butler down the sideline, little overthrown. Got behind the receiver, did Bubba Butler, and flagged down on the field.
That's probably hard to outthrow him, you know.
He had some good touch, just a little bit too much air on the under the ball, but we do have a penalty, so it would have come back anyway. Guessing hold him, not really sure what happened up there, but.
Indication against the Tigers. We got holding. Illegal downfield.
Here's what I like about that. Drop back behind the 50, threw it from the middle of the field to the far corner there, Ken. So that's about a 56-yard toss.
Yes, and making it look easy, too.
Effortlessly, too.
Yes.
So that's fantastic. That's wonderful to have a left-handed quarterback that has that kind of arm talent.
And almost completed the pass.
He can spin the bean. Now looks, trying to find a key. And Wester is going to be tackled, a loss of about 5 on the play, so that is going to bring up a second and about 19.
Yeah, good penetration by the defensive line. They're players up there. We've got our hands full. Trying to battle these guys.
Yeah, what I'm seeing is a very quick defensive front here. You can't go back. They're there and they're quick.
Yeah, and now Williams throws a little bubble out there, and he's got a completion down the sideline, breaking tackles, fumbles the ball out of bounds, but very close to the first down. And was that Wester or was that Butler over there? That was Curtis Thomas. Curtis Thomas wearing that different number on me. Wearing number 8. Stepped out of bounds there, so it's actually about a 3rd and 4. Now we have 3 out here wide. Kobe Mays out there. A little cushion off of Wester. You might just throw it out there and let him do his thing because there's a 10-yard cushion. Williams throws, and he's being held over there, but no call.
Flag?
No call, so that's going to bring up 4th down. I thought he had a lot of jersey over there, Ken.
It looked like exactly, Brian. I don't know if we have the replay, but he was grabbing.
Yeah, well, he did have a lot of jersey. The ref was right there. Didn't get the call, but
so
I guess he would say it's good coverage. If it was on our side, we'll say that was good coverage by the corner. But I think what you're going to see this year, guys, you're going to see a lot of no-huddle offense. You won't see them very often get into the huddle. They're going to be at the play. They're going to check from the line, and Coach Ty will be calling. He'll be giving, motioning a new play in, but you just won't see them get in the huddle.
Interesting call here on 4th and 5.
So it's a snap back there, not much of a rush, and a really nice-looking kick. It's fielded at the 4-yard line, and he is tackled there. Fine tackle by Raquan Crawford.
Great tackle. If he doesn't make that tackle, he's going to pick up at least 10 more yards on that play. But good coverage by the punt return team, and something they practice every single day, guys. I mean, nothing fancy, not real fun for the kids, but running up and down the field for an imaginary runner. But, it serves its purpose.
Yeah, the way we've been moving the ball, I was surprised. I know we're playing field position, obviously, but why did we not go for it?
Now White takes this one and hands it off there to the back, tries to cut outside, coming off the edge. Making a nice play was Matty Wyatt, kind of slipped around the edge there and was able to slow things down in the backfield.
Yeah, Matty has really taken this linebacker spot to heart. He's quick. I don't care how tall he is. He's a bruiser. That's what I like about him. He's going to put his head in there.
He's 5'8" on his tippy toes, but he plays like he's 6 foot. He is a player.
He can play on my team any day.
Yes,
that
absolutely.
Rascal can play some football. He's a football. Matty Wyatt
And there he
in
was.
good position.
You called it, man.
If you guys recall last year, like his second game in the linebacker spot, he makes an interception on the sideline that he looked like Kobe. And he reaches out there and keeps his feet in bounds and reaches out, makes the interception, falls onto the sideline.
Now down in distance that Riverview probably doesn't like here. Low snap. Now he looks down, and it's sitting on that route, and he makes a catch over there. It's at the 15-yard line. Going to be short of the first down. Brings up a punting situation. Excellent close there on the play by number 7, Raquan Crawford. He looks excellent tonight in coverage.
He really does, Brian. I mean, if you outside of Day Hill, who's back, who's going to be a senior next year, we've got some new corners out here that they're moving in and out, and I think Day actually sat out that series. They gave him a break, so they're awesome, and they're deep in the territory. They're going to punt it out. We've got who we got back to return?
Bubba's too far back.
We got Bubba to return the punt. Let's block this thing. All right, not much of a rush again. Gets the punt off. Short punt. You know Bubba's going to take it, right?
Oh, my gosh.
Look at that. Picks up 7 yards and should have been tackled for a loss back there. Oh, awesome job, Bubba.
I love that.
Scary.
That's things that you can never do. Okay, so he puts his hand on the ground. His face mask is about, half a foot off the ground for about 7 yards. That guy is special. Adravian Bubba Butler. What an amazing athlete he is. I bet you he can do, if you tried anything, that guy could play it. He is a special player.
So it's all for naught. It looks like they penalized us in
personal foul away from the play.
Yes.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Still good field position though at the 43.
With 7:43 left to go in the first.
we haven't played a quarter and a half. It's amazing. This game is, I guess, with all the passing here, it's just like we're moving in slow motion.
The referees keep going back, so I don't know. I guess that was a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, they called. I think they've already
they moved
penalized us.
Well, they just moved it back again, so I wasn't sure what they were doing. But if you look at the ratio run to pass ratio here the first half, I think you're gonna see a lot more passing than running. What do you think, Brian?
Yeah, what we're seeing is about 65-35 coming off of last year. It's extremely balanced offense, throwing a lot, tossing it around the yard here. Oh, look at this. Williams steps up.
Run. And
he was looking, nice spin, and he goes for about a 3-yard gain on the play. But I like how he came out of that first initial tackle and still had his eyes down the field looking for that receiver. And that's when Curtis Thomas is going to come flying out in that open space as we play on in the future. Hickson in the backfield. 2 receivers on both sides. They call a play here, illegal formation. I don't know about that.
Yeah, our guys on the sideline were clapping.
Yeah, actually, let's see. It's against the Rams for lining up off sides, and you can credit that one to Kobe Mays out there, was talking to the referee and pointing the guy out, saying he's lined up offside. So Kobe Mays with an assist on that one brings up a very manageable 2nd and 2. Low snap. Look at that play by Sajel Hickson, blows through the defender. That's going to be a 1st down.
Just another athlete. That ball was laying on the ground. Zay's trying to pick it up. Sajel just scoops it, runs through the middle, picks up a 1st down. And what I like about Sajel is he is always keeping his legs moving. You see that? Never stops.
Great play by Sajel. Lowered the boom at the end of that play. Now, boy, arm talent. A great move by Curtis Thomas out there. Shake and bake Curtis, and it goes for a 1st down. There's going to be a flag out there, probably going to be illegal block.
Talking to the coaches, Curtis Thomas has made the greatest strides. And if you had to name an MVP, he would be real high on the list for this past spring, the progress he's made.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure where the holding was. Maybe it was on. Jonte was out there trying to block. So that's one thing that we'll have to continue to work on in the offseason is that we're going to have this aerial attack. We're going to pass the ball. These receivers have to understand how important it is for them not to hold, not to block in the back, just to allow the quarterback and the receiver to hook up. So, it's spring. We've got a lot of work to do, but I'm liking what I'm seeing.
6 minutes, 51 seconds on the clock here. It's 1st and 15 for the Tigers. And now he looks, throws across the middle, and that's caught by Wester. And really fine defensive play there by number 33, and that's Sincere Littles. Peels back there and he did a great job of reading that play.
And if he had not been there, it could have been off to the races because he had wide open space.
All right, twins on both sides. Williams throws it out there to Mays, gets a nice block out there initially. Oh, and a little extracurricular on the sideline. There's the flag out there.
That should have been a flag because that was definitely a personal foul. Let's see what the refs call. But he was already out of bounds, or right at going out of bounds when he did that WWE body slam on Kobe. But let's see. As they're figuring it out, guys, I mean, I think that if you go down and look at the stands right now, you would think it was a home game in the fall. I mean, the crowds are here. It's amazing.
Oh, my
the fans
goodness,
are
you're
here.
right, Rick.
The fans are here.
There's a nice crowd here tonight. It's like a district game.
2nd 15. One thing I like what I'm seeing tonight, when you see a left-handed thrower like we're seeing with Williams out here and throwing the deep ball with as much juice as he has on it, a lot of times they struggle with a long delivery. He's got a nice, short, compact delivery, and it comes into play when you get the bubble screens and tunnel screens. You got to catch that ball and get it out fast, and he's doing a great job. And as the season progresses, there was a 3rd and 4 on the last series, and Wester had a 10-yard cushion. He'll be able to look over there with a 10-yard cushion and do the same and pop it out there to him on a check with me. And so really good things here from the quarterback. And I've been very impressed, Ken, with the offensive line so far.
Yes. They've been able to hold their blocks. I know we're getting the pass out quick. Quarterback really hasn't been close to being sacked. So, and again, like we've talked, they have a very formidable line out there. So it's a lot of blocking and tackling there going on in the trenches.
So 6 minutes and 13 seconds on the clock. Now this is a amazingly long second down here. It looks like it is about 2nd and 29, right, Ken?
You're right there. I think there was another penalty on that play, so we're not what you can do with 2nd and 29.
Well, I think a good situation here, you would expect a screen pass type look.
Yes.
So maybe fake a screen and throw it and have the safety creeping up and throwing the little slant out here to Butler coming off the slot position maybe, because you've got only one safety back there. And there it is. He throws it out there. Nice shake. Goodness. And that all of the 50, so only 10 more yards to go, and that was Bubba Butler.
Gain of 24 yards.
Yeah, it's hard to describe that. You got to see it, but he just stops on a dime and totally just goes around the defender. Just what we have come to expect from Bubba.
So a more manageable 3rd and 8 here, Brian.
Great play call there. They were sitting on that screen and threw it to the outside. A little different strategy, but very effective. Very effective came out of that. Now it brings up a 3rd and 8, 5 minutes and 58 seconds on the clock. Sagel, Hickson in the backfield. Pressure coming. Throws the ball. And there was single out there with Butler with a safety out there, but that's going to bring up a 4th down. The punting unit is out there. And again, number 42 is Rafael Gonzalez coming out to punt.
Hats off to their defense. They've made some adjustments. We've been struggling to move the ball here of late. Defenses are settling in.
Nickel with a snap. That is a good snap. And the kick is out of there. Nice looking kick. It's going to be fielded at the 9-yard line, trying to give him the lame leg, and then good job on the sideline turning that one up. Excellent play by the defense. Really Wells out there did a fine job of turning that up. And so 5 minutes and 39 seconds here in the second quarter.
Nice punt. Talking to Robbie Stevenson in one of the practices, he's not a very good straight-on punter, so they're doing that sidewind punt, and usually 1-2, 1 out of 3, 1 out of 4, he will crank one like that, and he got a hold of that one, so to put them back in poor field position.
White taking this one out of the shotgun, and he's got one back in there. He feeds the ball to him. Oh, big
Ouch.
hit. Wow. Well, Matty Wyatt coming across, bringing the heat. Man, and that you could feel the concussion on that one from up here,
Yes.
2nd and 9.
Yeah, that one hurt. That one hurt. He just laid into him, and
That one rattled it's like a jet flew over. They rattled the glass up here in the press box. That was a big hit. 2nd and 9. And he hands off, cutting it inside, and a very outstanding play by the defense. Floyd Dozier Jr. You know, once Floyd Dozier Jr. gets a hold of you, you're not 275 pounds.
Yes.
You're not going to shake off that tackle.
yes, his buddies on the line forced it his way, and he took care of the rest of it to put them in a big third down situation here.
The Palmetto Tigers are drawn offside, so now it's going to be 3rd and very short there.
Encroachment against the Tigers.
Now out there at the DN position now, we see number 22, Elijah Hill, is a sophomore defensive end. And that's a big sophomore out there at the left defensive end. Dozier Jr. in the middle of the field. Wells in coverage on the slot back. Oh, and here they come, bringing some pressure. And he's got it. And he picked it up. And the helmet came off there. So we'll see if they might have also picked up a face mask call on the play. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Usually when the helmet comes off, but I didn't think you had the face mask. I thought you had the side of the helmet, but I've been wrong before. The defense has done a good job. A couple of penalties, a couple of missed plays here and there, but they've held strong. This is a powerful and very athletic offense for Riverview.
45-yard line with 4:22 left to go in the first half.
So here, 4:22. Changing some things is Riverview. 2 receivers out to the left, 1 single out here. They're running the option out there. They pitch it out there late. Great play by the defense. Nobody's home there. Tyler Wells comes up, forces that one inside, makes the tackle.
Nice play, Tyler. He is really coming on. I saw him out at practice, and I couldn't. He is bulked up. He's a good 175 and had a great spring. And, Rick, I know you're proud of him.
And Gabe Avendano over there is a player too. You know, he had some playing time last year, but he makes plays out there also. Now this one time they check it in front, and another good play there. Goes for about a 6-yard gain, but that brings up a 3rd, and we're going to call it 8 yards here, or 7 yards.
Just defense is really holding strong here. Just can't give anything up on this play. Nothing foolish. Just make a stop and let that offense come back out.
All right, coming to the line of scrimmage is White. Changes things up. Kendall Reynolds out here over that big tight end. And let's see, the clock is getting down very close.
Better snap it.
It's got down inside of 5 seconds here. He gets the snap off, and he runs the option to the left side of the field, and that's not going to go for anything. Another great play over there. Tyler Wells over there, and the defensive side, it was really all over that play.
Yeah, that play was disaster. They let the play clock run down and run into the short side, and Tyler's just right there waiting for it, makes the play. So we're going to get the ball back.
Yeah, once again, what we're seeing, we talked about it earlier, is that they they may be a little undersized, but they're so quick. And if you remember last year, we had some issues sometimes setting the edge. And I believe because of their quickness that we should do a better job this year of that. And then we've got the bulldog, Matty White, coming up and clogging the middle from his linebacker spot. And you've got Floyd in there. So a lot of really positive things to look at here defensively. So they're just going to get better as they get more playing time. But what I really like the most is just the quickness and the way that they all swarm to the ball.
So this is a punting situation here. You want to be sure that you're not drawn off sides to get them into a manageable fourth. It's about 4th and 6, and they might try to draw us off sides here in a spring game, be on our side of the field, and go for it on 4th and 1. So you want to be, number one, sure that you don't jump offside. Adravian Bubba Butler is back to field this one, and with 2 minutes and 53 seconds remaining here in the second quarter, your Palmetto Tigers lead. And there's the snap and the kick. It's it's a knuckleball, very difficult to field. Butler's got it, hits the edge, turns in the middle, and he's at the 30. He's at the 40, cuts it again. He's at the 50, and he's still going. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. Great play by Bubba Butler.
He probably ran 150 yards for that 50-yard return.
And some awesome blocks by the punt return team. And number one, no penalties, clean blocks, gave Bubba the time that he needed to make all those spectacular moves. But the main thing I look at is the fact that, there's a lot of speed out there, and those Tigers were able to make some clean blocks. And, that's one thing that we struggled with last year. Poor Jonte, he's been the recipient of many of those bad blocks in the past.
Yeah, when Jonte West is sitting, looking at that one thinking, now, wait a minute. Every time I had one of those type spectacular plays, I think he, in his last couple years, I know he's had 700 yards of return yardage called back.
Yes.
So great to see the Palmetto Tigers doing what they do. Now, single coverage over here on Kobe Mays, and Butler is coming out wide. And he just throws it away at the feet of Sajel Hickson. And that looked like a seasoned quarterback. They sat on that, squatted on the screen pass, and very, very heads-up play by a very young quarterback. I guess you know what? He does have quite a bit of experience, Ken. He's played a few years.
He's played a few years, and he knows the offense. He, like Rick has said, knows the players, and wasn't there, throw it away, and live for another down.
Oh, Kobe Mays out here wide, and the very dangerous Jonte Wester out here on this side. We have Curtis Thomas on the other side, flanked wide, and Sajel Hickson in the backfield. Fakes it to Sajel. Now it's a keep, and Williams slips on his cut. Goes for about a 1-yard gain on the play. So it brings up 3rd and long. Really, at this point, from what we've seen from Rafael Gonzalez, very close to field goal range here already for the Tigers.
Yeah, we're right on the fringe. Few yards here. If we don't get a substantial gain, we can try the field goal.
Tavion Sanders is out here in the slot on this possession, and Kobe Mays is wide. So kind of a new face there, number 33 for the Tigers. Tavion Saunders, a sophomore wide receiver out in the slot on this side. Looking, and really good press rush there. Great play. Throws it out there. Oh, great play by Mays. And good receivers do what they do. And that one is set up by having a left-handed quarterback rolling to his left. It's a different look for the secondary. A great play. And Kobe, good receivers. You could say that very subtly looked like a push-off there at the very tail end of that play.
And still caught it.
And then caught the ball. Sajel Hickson running hard, and he goes to about the 1-yard line.
I think you brought it up earlier, Brian, but the big thing about Zay on that play is that he wasn't looking to run. Eyes downfield, looking for Kobe to do something, and once again, trusting Kobe, threw the ball up there. Kobe makes a play. Just a great job on both ends.
And it's a quarterback sneak, and he doesn't get there, so he's going to be about half yard short. But that's 56 seconds on the clock here. I don't remember the Tigers calling a timeout, Ken, so there's plenty of timeouts in the clock out.
Yeah, let's run this clock down and get this score and not give them much time here before the half ends.
Here's what I like. Okay, you're bringing Floyd Dozier in here right here, and we've seen it before with Teddy Washington in the past. Bring Floyd Dozier into the line and run a little seam pass or a jump pass over there to Dozier, but he's in there to block. But it would work. Oh, great play by Sajal Hickson.
He got in.
Wow. Fantastic play. Very close. Good job done by Williams there to keep his knee off the ground as that ball was snapped wide.
Yeah, and they do try to run behind Floyd, but Sajal still has to make an athletic play to get in the end zone, and is able to do that. So, hey, a lot of razzle-dazzle, guys, a lot of impressive things offensively. Defense has held their own. Once again, I'll keep saying it, Riverview is a powerful team. So I like what I see.
Xavier Williams with the spot, Gonzalez with a kick, and it's good. And let me say this about Braden Nickel. Braden Nickel is a linebacker, and he's a long snapper also. And, he's about 6'1" and about 190 pounds, and he has that long, lean look.
Yes.
Of a guy that's going to be long snapping on Saturdays. I notice his snaps to the punter. I don't have a clock out here, but I have watched snapping camps in that. And really, if he invested some time and energy he's a fine-looking long snapper.
I watched him before the game, Brian. You are spot on. And I was talking to Robbie. I go, this guy can snap. And he says Wake Forest is they're very interested in him. And watching him, yes, he can play a long time being a long snapper.
And he's a good – and the thing about that, when you have a guy that can play linebacker like him, he's very athletic. And a lot of the guys that can make the snap can't go down and cover the kick. So you've got someone that's very comfortable at a linebacker position, snapping the ball, and he can make the play down the field. Now there's a monster shot, but it's down at the half-yard line. He takes it out, looking for the sideline. And he breaks a tackle or two, steps up, really great play, and that's going to be Mike Goff showing his closing speed, and that really was a huge play because there's only 10 seconds on the clock.
Well, we've seen Mike Goff do that a lot in his career here at Palmetto. He's got great quickness, and like you said, Brian, if he doesn't make that tackle, man, he's in the end zone, and that's not a good thing when you got 10 seconds left.
Unfortunate that we had run the clock down, and they would get a cheap score like that. So great job, Mike Goff.
Now you want to keep them in front of you here. White in the shotgun, two receivers on the right, fakes it, looking, rolling to his left, stepping up, and he takes a tackle. That's 2 seconds on the 1 second, zeros on the clock. So that's going to do it for the first half here. Your Palmetto Tigers lead this one 24-14. And guys, I wanted to talk about last year's Tiger team briefly. The balance that we had last year through 12 games was only and Steve Johnson, our statistician here, is going to get up some stats. But going after 12 games, there was only 15 yards difference, 1.5 yards per game. Looking at the Palmetto Tigers this year, I'm seeing that we may have a little difference in balance here. It might be 60-40 pass to run, but I've been very impressed by what we're seeing out of this very young Tiger group, and especially for an offensive line with a loss of such superstars from last year, doing a fine job.
Yeah, I agree, Brian, and I'm a big fan of Zay Williams. He's a great kid. I've known him for a long time. Good friends with my son Tyler, and I know what he can do. So. I was very, very pleased that he chose to come back to Palmetto and serve out his senior year here with us, because, you're really, when you lose a quality quarterback like Anthony Marino, you you struggle to fill that hole, and I think Zay's going to work out just fine for us. So what I'm really impressed with, all right, his first game back in the spring, and they're throwing the ball like nothing I've seen. It's really incredible, and they're doing a good job. And he's missed a couple, but he'll get that under control. And the big thing is that these the ones that he has missed, they've been open, and then he's made some plays just by moving his feet and keeping the play alive and looking downfield and letting his receivers that he trusts go up and make a play. So a good first half against a quality Riverview team.
Yes, and really the defense has settled down. They've showcased their speed. Offense has been off and on, but the only really thing, we've had too many penalties, personal fouls. Hopefully that's something they can address here at halftime. I thought trying to find a quarterback to lead this team was going to be, the big who's going to be the quarterback. But I think that's easily been answered tonight. We're very fortunate that he's going to be our guy here, it looks like, and take us into this season, and we can expect big things from this team.
And really a touching moment here on the field. Miss Sylvia Wood, she was at Palmetto High School. She was a Palmetto High School cheerleader, was there in the office at Palmetto High School. I'm sitting here with statistician Steve Johnson, and as we had those fake sicknesses, and so we'd have to go to school half a day to play the game. We used to visit with Miss Wood. She was just fantastic, a long-time Palmetto fan, a supporter, and here she's being honored. There's a scholarship that's being given in her name, and just a fantastic person. With that, I'm going to turn it over. We have a special visitor here, Steve Johnson. He's not in the Atlanta office tonight. He's actually here on Tiger Vision, and he's going to give us some halftime stats.
Hey, thank you, Brian. Yeah, it's nice to see them honoring Sylvia tonight. She was very special to all of us. But tonight, I just want to go over the stats with you real quick. Xavier Williams is going to be a very exciting player for us. He's 15 for 22 on the night for 233 yards passing, and he has 2 TDs. And Palmetto, over the past 3, 4, 5 years, we've been pretty balanced on offense, and the Tigers only have 23 yards rushing, which is not typical of what we've seen in the past. So we have 246 total yards compared to Riverview's 174. They were 19 carries for 40 yards rushing, and their quarterback actually was doing pretty well as far as completing his passes. He was 7 for 8 for 134 yards. But Xavier Williams is going to be fun to watch.
Thank you, Steve. And before we wrap it up, I'm going to take a shout out to some of our great friends that are watching us. We thank all of the fans that watch us, the #1 rated broadcast in the world, internet broadcast, and it's really because of the fans that we have. I've watched and I've seen that we have 5,000 people watch the game, all 50 states, 23 countries. But I'm going to say a shout out to some of my folks that are watching in tonight. Mr. Worth Henson, former public address, longtime Palmetto booster, did our games watching from Palmetto. My mother and father, Don and Eileen Varnador, Palmetto. Rachel Kinsier's mother, Madonna Sullivan, usually watches us from the northeast, but she's watching from Ellington tonight. John Kinney up there in St. Pete, Florida. Jennifer and Rodney Rosenboom, used to be Jennifer Oakley, tuning in from High Springs, Florida. Alumni Lauren Shackelford and Bill Davis tuning in from Tallahassee, Florida. And the Rich Robick family up there watching in Palm Coast. And Mark Sousa and his niece Lily watching from Seneca, South Carolina. Carol and Jack Balsman following us from beautiful Waynesville, North Carolina. John and Allison Sharp tuning in from Nashville, Tennessee. And to the biggest fans of Coach Ty Stolt family, Ken and Deb Stolt, and of course little brother Brian. I bet you he's not the little brother. And Ty's grandparents. They're watching all the way from Buffalo, New York. Caleb Keys and the Bethel Pilots rugby team, they watch us from Mishawaka, Indiana. Go Pilots. And Elaine Mansour from up in Big Ten country, Des Moines, Iowa, is watching from Claremont, Florida. And we certainly have to mention Jennifer Albritton, the athletic assistant to PHS. We're certainly missing her tonight, as she's really a key to the success of the entire athletic program at Palmetto High School. I'm going to take this opportunity. We have a visitor here representing the VFW, and he's going to come and join us and tell us about things here at the VFW. You know, we honor our veterans, and here's a veteran, and he wanted to talk about some of the great things that are going on at the VFW.
All right. Hello, I'm Harold Britt, commander of VFW Post 2488 at Palmetto. We are part of the community here, and we're not very well known because we're sort of hidden over there in a two-story building. But it's a great place. We have Friday night meals. We have Wednesday night meals. A lot of things going on there. Looking for veterans always. We'd love to have you come by, and if you're qualified, we'd love to have you. If you're not qualified and you have a family member who is, you can join our auxiliary under that. It's just a wonderful thing to do. We help the veterans at Bay Pines. We do a lot of different things. It's a lot of fun. So come see us. It's great. We're at 810 6th Street in Palmetto, right by Sutton Parks.
Oh, yeah. I know where that is. Yeah, and it is the little two-story brick building, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. I'm very familiar with that. Well, we like here on Tiger Vision to honor our veterans. Jack and Carol watching from Waynesville, North Carolina up there. I know Jack was a Navy veteran up there, and my dad is an Army vet, and so you know, a lot of great veterans here in Manatee County, and a great opportunity for you vets to come and join and look at the VFW and the great things that we have going on.
And one of the things we do every year is we give 2 awards to the JROTC for the VFW awards here, and it's a great pleasure to present it and see these youngsters achieving what they want to in life. So.
And the ROTC students here at Palmetto High School, some of the most quality students, you know, I've met several of them. They do things like the Hickory Hollow tent that you see over in the West End Zone, our courtesy tent. They help us set that up. They're very a group of strong young men, and they're always well behaved and a fine representation of the community here.
Well, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it, and anyone who's interested, come see us. We'd love to have you.
Hey, thanks very much for stopping by.
Thank you, sir.
All right, bye.
Thank you.
And with that, we're going to wrap it up for the halftime here. It's Palmetto Tigers leading 24-14.
There's a good crowd out there.
Welcome, Tiger fans. Welcome back to Tiger Vision presented by Conley Buick GMC. Well, tonight in this one, it's a 24-14 lead as the Palmetto Tigers and lead the Riverview Rams. Preparing here for the second half kickoff. The Tigers will kick the ball off. The Rams will be receiving. Now, I look for the Rams to come out. You know, they had a chance to talk things over in the locker room. That's a fine football team there. And I look for them to make a few adjustments. And really, they've shown that they're a quality team. So this thing could tighten up in a hurry, Ken.
Yes, absolutely. You're spot on, Brian. Who's gonna be the successful one to make the adjustments offensively and defensively? I really expect this game to go down to the wire, and anxious for the second half to get going.
If you go back to JV when these guys were playing against each other, it's always been a very close and competitive game.
Lots of points.
Minutes and 52 seconds here in the beginning of this third quarter. White has two receivers out here to the right, one single out there to the left, and he fakes the option and keeps it, goes around the left-hand side of the formation, picks up about 4 yards on the play. That'll bring up a 2nd and 6.
Yeah, just a busted play. Quarterback had nowhere to go. Wanted to go to the wide side, but had to go to the short side and just managed a few yards there.
This time the ball is going to be taken for about a 2-yard gain on the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 5.
Yeah, they're still struggling to try to establish a run up the middle. You know, they've got 14 points. One was on the big play. Other than that, the defense has held them in check here.
Incomplete pass on the play, and so that brings up a punting situation for the Rams. So good hold there, stand by the Palmetto High defense.
Absolutely. It's always good to come out, get a 3 and out, get the offense the ball back, and get off to a great start.
Watch for Day Hill to come off the edge and try to block this thing. They work on this play a lot, and he's got such great speed, as you know. Let's see if Day can get in there and get a fingertip on the ball. They go for the coverage instead. Nice little punt. Takes a Palmetto Tiger bounce, so decent field position. Let's see if this offense can get clicking again and let Zay Williams throw the ball a little bit, Brian.
All right, so the ball's right at the 20-yard line. Palmetto Tigers are going to come out. 1st and 10, 11:02 on the clock. 3rd quarter.
County Commissioner and Palmetto High basketball coach Reggie Bellamy.
Comes across in jet sweep, turns it up, does Butler, middle of the field, cuts again, still going, shakes another tackle, being dragged there, drags a defender to the 44-yard line. That's just a tremendous run.
Looks like he lost his shoe, but
well, if you saw at the end, he's dragging that guy like a sled. I mean, when he gets speed and he can cut, he's almost impossible to bring down.
say 150 pounds.
Oh, that time the throw is just a little bit low. Wester goes down for the completion for a loss of about 3 on the play.
Of 3, it brings up 2nd and 13.
While we have a little break in the action, Troy Reynolds has joined us tonight on the public address. A very smooth voice here, announcing the play. Volunteer tonight and just doing an outstanding job for us here at this Palmetto Tiger ball game. And now Williams takes it, looks, throws it out there, look for the block out there. A good run. And he goes for about a 7-yard gain on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and a very manageable, we'll call it 3 yards.
Yeah, nice pitch and catch, trying to use his blockers, and sets the Tigers up for a manageable 3rd down.
Williams comes up to the line. Now he's dropping back into the shotgun. 2 receivers on each side. Look for Mays out here. The cornerback is rolling back in coverage. Butler is being guarded about with a 10-yard cushion. Williams takes it, throws a throw. Great catch out there. That's Curtis Thomas going down there to make a catch. That's a 1st down.
For 1st down, Tiger.
That was really an incredible catch by Curtis. I thought that thing hit the ground, but it did not. And Tiger 1st down, but I don't even know how he caught that. Kenny, that was amazing.
Yes. Well, they amaze us every time they get the ball thrown to them.
All right, here we go. We got Curtis Hickson with the ball. Nice little move on the outside. Picks up about 2 yards for the Tigers. Always running hard, keeping his legs moving.
First run of the second half, I believe.
Yeah, first run of the second.
Yeah, 24 passes in the first half was amazing.
Williams draws him off sides.
Flag on the play, encroachment Rams. That'll give the Tigers an extra 5 yards. 2nd and 3.
All right. Tim Knopf stepped in the booth here. Here I am. I'm thinking, uh-oh, my microphone's gone dead because I had stood up to open the door here and my earbuds were not in. I'm like, I've got no noise here. 8 minutes and 34 seconds on the clock. Spring game. Williams looks, nice move, steps up, throws it, picked off. 23 on the play, and that's going to be Matt Garcia. Breaks a tackle, and he goes the distance, shows great speed. So now the game, Tigers lead 24-20.
And Brian, you talked about him before the game covering as safety, right?
Yeah.
And he played that play very well, read the quarterback's eyes, jumped right in front, then showed some amazing speed taking that run to the house. Awesome play.
Remind me of that assistant coach over there, Todd Johnson, former Florida Gator player that played for the
Chicago Bears.
Absolutely. Showed surprising speed, taking down that one down the middle of the field.
Yeah, actually, he was their head coach for many years too.
Yeah, the Tigers are scrambling to get on and off the field. Extra point is up, and it's good. So it's a 3-point game, gentlemen. That was a quick turnaround for the Rams. We were looking pretty good offensively. Unfortunately, Zay was looking downfield trying to get the ball into his playmaker's hands. It's a great play by the safety, and we know that Garcia is definitely a playmaker, and he just split the defenders, or the offensive defenders now, and just went right up the middle, and no one even put a hand on him.
Yeah, actually, made a good move, and as Brian stated earlier, looking down the field, and looked like it was all there, and he just jumped it, and we got us a ball game. I think it's gonna be like this all the way to the end. They're a formidable opponent tonight.
Yeah, taking that coming out of the second half there, big play. Palmetto defensively was able to hold that first possession, but a big interception and really a game changer at this point. And just a great play by Matt Garcia, strong safety stepping in there.
So two of their plays for scores have been big plays like this. Again, otherwise we have held them in check.
Now it looks like we put that's Sajal Hickson back there. Catches that one running hard in the middle of the field, just straight up the middle of the field. No slowing down, and a great return north and south, east and west here at Palmetto High School. But you can see he wasn't messing around. He was taking it toward the other end zone.
He was running a 100-meter dash there and managed to get a good return to the 35-yard straight shot.
Yeah, that's what you like about Sajal. He's going to razzle you as well, but when he wants to pick up some yards, he puts his head down, get those shoulder pads in front of him, and just barrels through. So good field position. Nothing wrong with this right here. I think they'll put the ball right back in Zay's hands and let him throw it again.
Kobe Mays out here wide, and if you missed the first half, probably one of the best catches we're going to see all year was made by Kobe Mays. Now we throw a little bubble screen out there, elusive move, but only a loss of about half a yard on that. Riverview claiming that they had the ball, but I think the knee was down there.
Looks like we might have lost a yard there on that.
I got a great text from Tom Porter. I'll talk about that after the break here. Now Williams rolls to his left, shows good speed, and working back to the ball was Kobe Mays, and he dropped that one. He was worried about his feet on the boundary over there and failed to make the catch.
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen Xavier have to really, deal with the pressure, and good feet there, moving good to the left, and again keeping those eyes up, and unfortunately couldn't make the catch.
Tom Porter just, we're moving around. We're trading microphones up here tonight, and Tom Porter just texted me. I had my earbuds off, and I thought the mic had dropped, and Tom is laughing. He's just jealous. But now 7:32 on the clock. And Williams looks down the sideline, throws the long ball. Pretty good cover. There's a late flag, and there was a lot of contact over there, but really the ball was probably overthrown, not catchable.
Yeah, we'll see if they even discuss this.
Surprised that the flag came out that late on. There was some holding over there, but the ball was thrown well beyond the route.
The coaches up here on the other end of the press box are just yelling terrible. First down. We'll take it.
Tom Porter, normally our sideline reporter, is missing his sideline microphone tonight. So he's going to be a big critic down there listening to the Tiger Vision broadcast.
We should make him responsible for his mic, and then
he would be very proud of that. He'd be very happy to take that responsibility. 7:26 on the clock. Really tight game here. 24-21. Palmetto with a 1st and 10 here. That was a big interference call. Look at the run there. A really nice play there by number 21. Coming up there was Brandon Davenport to make a nice play, but still a gain of about 3.
Yeah, still have to run the ball just to keep it balanced here, so that we can pass better.
Nice gain on the play. Sajel Hickson running forward for about, let's call it about 5 yards.
And we'll take that all night because it's 3rd and 2. 3rd and 3, maybe?
3rd and a long, 2 short, 3. And now Williams looks things over. Big cushion over here by Garcia on the slot receiver. And Curtis Thomas wide to the left of the field. Fakes the run, throws the slant. It's a little overthrown, and that was Jonte Wester on a slant route. Brings up a 4th down.
Earlier in this situation, they punted, but looks like offense is staying on the field. They're bringing in some different linemen.
Come on, you're going to give them a timeout right now? No, he called it's a water timeout. He called the water break.
So we've got a water break here with 6 minutes and 25 seconds on the clock. 24-21 Tigers lead. It's a punting situation here for the Tigers, and this might be one. I think the Tigers were going to jump out there with the offensive unit and try to draw them off sides, Ken.
Yeah, I think that's.
And the water break.
You got to try it. And the water break's giving them, and the Riverview coaches aren't happy with it.
But it wasn't really beneficial for the Tigers because the Tigers were out there with the offensive unit, probably just trying to draw them off sides. And so we'll see how they sort it out after this water break. Rick, your thoughts?
I think it was a great move by the referees to help us out here.
We'll take anything.
Water is crucial. These kids got to have water. So we'll see. I think they're going to run a play. Just instinct here. I think that maybe they went out there to try to draw them off sides. I think they may run a play here, Brian.
All right, interesting call right here. So Williams, and it is a play. He's rolling to his left, looking down the middle, and the receiver's wide open, and that's Wester, and he's gone. Touchdown. Great call. The obvious call, to go for it on 4th down, Rick. That was pretty obvious. But a great play by Jonte Wester getting behind the defense. Great throw on the run. And so that's Williams showing that he has the ability to throw the ball on the run. Nice throw.
Yes, and Wester helped him out. He ran a great route, was wide open, nobody within 5 yards of him. He's celebrating right now on Tiger Vision. And we're back up now by hopefully by 10.
Yeah, and Jonte was able to get open. He actually had Matt Garcia fold on that, and Garcia is not going to catch up to Jonte Wester when he gets behind you. So great play offensively.
The kick, it's a low kick, and so now the Palmetto Tigers lead this one 30-21. Really good snap, good hold. That one just came out a little bit flat for Gonzalez. So 30-21.
Plan here for the kickoff team. Get down there. Let's get some good coverage here. Pin them back. Defensively, we have been playing really good football guys, and you've already spoke about it, Kenny. But one pass across the middle that a missed coverage, just didn't pick up the receiver. But offensively, they've struggled with the running game, which surprises me. But they are missing some players as well. But we've been able to really stop them and get them pinned back and give the offense an opportunity to come back out here and score points. So, I think that right now defensively, I give them an A. I mean, they're doing well. They're doing a really good job for young players who are starting now, who are trying to figure out the system. Coach Cucci has done an amazing job getting them prepared for the spring game.
All right, Gonzalez is going to approach, taking a long approach, so he's probably going to have a very, not a pooch kick here. And he comes up, approaches the ball, and gets his foot into that, and it's a high kick, so it is going to be a little bit short, caught, fielded at the 10-yard line, and that's number 11 there, and a great tackle there. Coming up to make that tackle. We'll try to see if we can get a number, kind of tough from our vantage point, but a great play. Looks like 22.
22, yes.
22 came up with that, and that would be Elijah Hill, the DN, a young player coming up and making a fine play.
And the key is we keep them on 30-yard line. Anything better than the 30 is a good coverage.
Oh, nice route, and that one's an incomplete pass. Let's see. That one was didn't look like it was complete. The number 2, Xavier, that was Timmons there, Duke Timmons, but a good route, good play call there. Oh man, nice moves by the back in the backfield, but initially, but it really goes for about a 1-yard gain on the play. Second 9.
Otherwise, it would have been a 2 or 3 yard loss.
Yeah.
He saved it. At least got it back to the line of scrimmage.
Now, if you look over the Riverview team here, number 2, Duke Timmons, out here, really nice looking, very long, wide receiver. They're missing Malachi Wiedemann tonight, who's the Florida State transfer, but this is another fine-looking receiving talent out here. Now he looks out there, and they had a hitch and go on, and he throws it long. Good help by the safety over there. Great coverage. So really great coverage there. So they had the hitch and go, but a great job over there by Day Hill coming back and in support there.
Yeah, you had Ellison Bradley putting the pressure on the quarterback, just pushing that blocker into the quarterback, but still a great pass and good coverage by the DBs for the
and
Tigers.
Then Mike Goff getting over there to help pick up the hitch.
White rolls to his left, throwing across his body, picked off, and that one's going to be, is that Wells over there on the or Avendano? Let's see. Great catch over there, great play.
Intercepted by the Tiger defense over midfield.
Who got it?
Let's see.
20. Brandon Nichols.
Okay, we talked about the long snapper having some linebacker skills. So Braden Nickel
with the long arms made the interception.
With the long arms, shows that. And that's always dangerous to have your long snapper out there on the defensive side of the field because you lose your long snapper is bad things.
Right.
But Braden, we've seen him. He's a good linebacker, and he had an excellent drop on that, picks that off, and kept the legs churning for about 12, 15 yards there. Great play by Braden Nickel. Little yo-yo screen fake, beautiful throw to Wester. That looked like it might have been PI there by Bloom, but back there, good coverage. But really a nice little play there. Looked like a yo-yo screen. It draws you to the outside as a safety, and then you throw the ball right down the middle of the field to Wester.
Going for the jugular to put this game out of reach, possibly.
Nice looking play.
Yes.
Nice looking play.
9 times out of 10 he'll catch that.
Yeah, that's just a really good position there by the DB. Because a lot of times with that action, you pull that DB out of there. Kobe Mays wide to the left. Out here with Butler. And Williams throws a rip of a throw, and it's incomplete. Too hot to handle. Now it's 3rd and 10.
We have 4:44 left in the 3rd quarter. The Tigers
3rd and 10. Ball is at the 35-yard line, just slightly out of field goal range. Really got to get a little bit more.
He's probably yes. You need probably 7 yards to get on the fringe, but we'll see what happens here.
Williams eyes the field, 2 receivers on each side, and it's an option, and it's Sajel Hickson, and they're all over this play. Sajel breaks a tackle. Watch this. Still going, and is able to make it. That's one of the most fantastic 2-yard losses you'll ever see. But that's going to bring up 4th and 12 here for the Tigers.
So obviously we'll punt this one out and play defense. Great effort by Hickson there to make something out of nothing, just to save face there.
Now Braden Nickel, the long snapper, who just made the fine interception and was carrying people down on the sideline there, is coming out to do this long snapping job. And with 4 minutes and 31 seconds, this is one that you might want for the coffin corner kick. He kicks it high with a lot of backspin, and look at this one. It's going to be a beautiful kick. It's about the 13-yard line, so not bad. So that'll be Riverview ball at the 11-yard line. So he spotted right at the 11 with 4 minutes and 22 seconds on the clock in the 3rd.
So good punt, and I think it's going to be very difficult for them to go 89 yards unless it's another big play. Defense has just been sound tonight. Probably the most pleasant surprise has been the defense. Like Rick, you've said, they're young, but my goodness, they are playing together as a great unit tonight.
I think that the big thing with the defense is that they're very close as far as their relationships with each other. They've been playing a long time since freshmen, and they bond well, and they
have each other's back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they know their assignments.
Oh, here comes a little heat from the outside. He throws the long ball down the edge, and really good coverage over there by Hill. Day, excellent.
We know Day-Day's got just outstanding speed, and it's going to be very difficult to get past him. He's always looking to make a play, and he's saved some incredible touchdowns coming across the field last year, if you remember making tackles.
Yes.
And last year in the game, he had a big interception and a lot of deflected passes. A big game for Day Hill last year. And bringing a heat again, he rolls away to the left, throws it across the body, and that ball is overthrown on the sideline. Really good pressure by the Palmetto Tiger defense that caused a little bit of the errant throw.
That was all pressure. He felt it. He had it coming from the left side and the right side. You had Matty White coming around there with, when you see a bulldog coming at you, you don't want to take that bite, so you just throw the ball, get out of there.
And they're making him go against the grain, and it looks like he struggles a little bit trying to throw against the grain there. It's a big 3rd down here.
Sean White, number 10, he's at 6'2", 205-pound quarterback. He's one of those guys in a run-heavy offense like this that can run the ball quite a bit, but he really looks good throwing the ball, Ken.
He does. He does. He threw for 19 TDs last year, ran for 500 yards, so he's a dual threat. Yeah, absolutely.
He definitely throws a very nice ball. And now here's the pressure again. Throws that one in. It's just off the fingers there of Amari Hayes. Really had enough that he would have cleared that and made the 1st down, but just a little bit just out of range. So that brings up a 4th down and punting situation. Now Butler's going to go back there, and let's have some fun with this one.
Yes. Get the highlight reel ready. What will he do this time?
Oh, yeah, and Rick Wells is saying time to bring some pressure here, and it looks like the Palmetto Tigers, as Rick has been to a couple practices, he's seen some pressure, but there's some off the edge. But here's a punt, and it's a tail dragger. It's going to roll. And Butler gets away from the ball wisely, and it's a good kick, and it's going to be spotted at the 35-yard line.
No, that was a good job by the punter for Riverview, and you know that Bubba was just chomping. He wanted to pick that thing up, chose not to. Good decision. Get the offense out there once again. Let's see if we can put this thing away, or at least get some a little distance here. We're only up by 11, and that's still too scary. This is a powerful Riverview team, and up to this point, very proud of the way the Tigers have played in this spring game.
Be good with the long punt. Let's have and the beautiful moon out tonight to have a nice drive here. Work it down the field.
3 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock, and Sajel Hickson did a little pirouette there, and it really doesn't go for any yardage. A loss of about 3 on the plane. On the play, I don't know if you had a chance to look at that moon shot from one of our camera guys. It was amazing. Beautiful night here, clear. And
it's cool out too.
Yeah,
I mean, we got the window open here a little bit, and we got a nice little breeze, and
probably
great night for football.
78 degrees here tonight, so near 80. We'll probably pull that up and do a weather report. 3 minutes and 17 seconds on the
enough,
clock.
Big guy.
What do we got, Ken?
No, you got it. We'll take 78.
Okay, there's the pass out there, and they're going to call that block out there once again. So that's going to be a penalty. So. I think they called that a block in the back. Gain of about 8, but that one's coming back.
And we've had our share of penalties tonight. That's probably the only really negative couple big plays. Otherwise, it's been stellar. But they've been able to come back from it.
Yeah, we're going backwards, but that's something that we spoke about earlier. That when you are going to pass the ball as much as it appears we're going to, and as much as we have tonight. Those receivers are critical in making these short passes work, and they got to keep their hands in front of the defender. And easier said than done, guys. I mean, these guys are twisting and turning and trying to get off the tackle, but right now we're looking at second and forever. So let's try to pick up a little something here and make it manageable for third down.
And the thing with our receivers. On a 2nd and 20 like this, we can make a first down on any one of these plays. It's just a matter of making the play.
Riverview with one single safety back there. Williams rolls to his left, throws the ball across his body. Beautiful throw. Jonte Wester, look at that speed. He's got the first down and more. And just a great connection there. Again, Williams showing the ability to throw the ball on the run. Very nice.
He did get hit at the end. He's limping just a little bit. Hopefully he's going to be able to shake it off, but he's going to have to come out for a play. And, you don't know what is going to happen here. They can put Jonte behind center. They can bring in Diego. But
they have options here.
They had what a great pass by Zay.
Yes. Walk that off and get him back in there. So
and you have about three guys. LaJonte Wester coming off of that big reception. You see the blazing speed. And this time he hands the ball off to Sajel. Sajel goes for a gain of about 1 on the play. So it's going to be 2nd and 9. If you haven't had an opportunity to watch Jonte Wester from the quarterback position, he is amazing. But the Tigers have Jonte out there at receiver. Looks like Williams is coming back into the game. Let's see. They're talking it over with the coach. Well, it looks like appears that Wester is going to stay in the game with Hickson in the backfield.
And there's no drop off with him going to quarterback with the play of our receivers. So this isn't a Jason Spicer where you're putting your best athlete and have nobody to throw to. He can throw it.
And there he throws it out there. Nice throw out there. And he's going to be tackled with no gain on the play. And that's number 33, who is Tavian Saunders out there. A good play there by number 5, and that's Chuck Brantley. 3rd
that's
and
a good
11.
Football name, Brantley.
Very close to Charles Barkley, too,
Charles Barkley, yeah.
Yeah, but Brantley's a good football name.
Gator name, yeah.
A lot of guys up there in the Marion County area
yes.
that are good football players named Brantley.
Mm-hmm.
But 3rd and 11 here, 1:30 on the clock here in the third quarter. The game's pretty tight here. Tigers with only a 9-point lead. Wester takes it, runs, and there's a holding call. Now he's going to crack back, and he's moving, and it goes for about a 1-yard loss, but there's going to be a hold on the play. So let's see.
Let's see what happens.
Here he goes, illegal shift on the Tigers, and that's going to be declined. So it's 4th down and punting position here for the Tigers.
With 1:12 left to go in the third quarter.
So we will punt from midfield. Again, make them have to go a long field here. Hopefully we can get it in inside the 15-yard line again.
Timeout in the action, Riverview.
Typical spring timeout. We're trying to get special teams in there and 12 men on the field. So Riverview, which might, as this game progresses, that might come back and bite them, having to take that timeout when they may need it towards the end of the game. We'll have to wait and see. Southeast, you saw the score there, down 37-27 to Barron Collier. They'll be in our district next year. They moved up to 6A. We moved down from 7A to 6A. So they are a district game for us this coming year.
Berrien Collier. You're talking about Berrien?
Naples, Berrien Collier, who they're playing tonight as the score popped up on Tiger Vision.
Here's the kick, and it's going to roll, and it's a live ball.
Live ball.
And the Tigers have it at the 12-yard line.
Number 20.
Looks like that would be number 29. L.J. Hewitt with the big recovery.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen these short punts with the bounce. You just got to get away and you either field it or you don't, and they tried, and you gamble, you lose.
Yeah, hard thing to do, right, Kenny? But he thought he could make a play, and he just took his eyes off the ball just for a second because he felt that heat coming down on him. And hey, kudos again to the punt team. The special teams has been fairly decent for a spring game. Really can't complain too much about what they've done. They're picking right up from last year.
And Riverview had to burn a timeout for this to happen.
Yeah, so that's really big, And again, one thing we have here, we have great special teams coaching. Robbie Stevenson does a great job, and he develops those soccer players into football players.
Yeah, absolutely.
Robbie with a good soccer experience himself. Growing up, and later a fantastic field goal kicker and punter, and we've seen him help those soccer players make an excellent transition. Rick, while we're here, we're going to have Steve with some statistics here in the future, but we're going to turn it over to Rick for a sec.
Well, we're taking one of those springtime timeouts ourselves, so really this is a big offensive series for the Tigers. We need to score here. It's still too close for me. I know for you as well. We know exactly what Riverview is capable of doing. So, Coach Marino wants to make sure that we do everything right here and a smart timeout, make sure the players are set and ready to go here. We can't really afford not to get in the end zone here. Great field position given to us by the punt team. So, looks like they're going to have to stay with LeJonte at quarterback, and hopefully Zay's okay, but as we've already talked about before, we've got so many things here that LeJonte can do.
And running the option here, what a great change of pace.
And there you go, inside handoff, and look at that play. Is that Sajel Hickson? Bubba Butler.
He was right there at the goal line.
That was an incredible play.
He was tackled twice on that. If we could get the instant replay down from the truck. Oh, my goodness.
I hope he didn't come up with an ankle there, but
he's a little gimpy.
Yeah,
but I think
his cuts are so supreme. defending him. I would be wearing an ankle brace out there. The way he cuts,
it makes my ankles hurt.
It's incredible how that young man can cut on a football field. Yeah, he's really hurting out there.
Yeah, they got to stop.
I'm surprised they haven't called an official timeout there. Yeah, now he's falling down on the ground. He's hurt, and the clock expires here at the third quarter. And this is
not good. This is not good.
And at the end of 3
that's Butler, and it looks like he's holding the back of his calf.
Hopefully just a cramp here.
Hopefully a cramp. He's had some runs where he's run 130 yards.
Yeah, it's a cramp.
Yeah. Well, that's good news.
That was scary.
So it's the fourth quarter, and your Palmetto Tigers lead this one 30-21. This game started off at a very fast pace, Ken.
Yes.
And the pace has, and then in the second quarter, it really has slowed down here. That seemed like a very long third quarter.
Long third quarter. Defense making their adjustments. A lot of passing tonight, both sides. A lot of incomplete passes, and we might get out of here past midnight the way the game's going. But a great game where it's going to go down to the wire, and I'm just so glad to see this is a cramp.
Yeah, that was scary, and we're concerned and wondering about Xavier Williams. Wondering, our quarterback number 2. I haven't seen him on the sideline, but that didn't look good. It looked like an ankle, on the play where he was injured. He's up. Good to be young.
Yes,
he's up and
heal
walking
quick.
So while we have a minute, just want to talk to you because there's a few players here tonight that are dealing with some injuries. But I want to talk about number 25, Robert Gavin. He's going to be a junior next year. Another running back, quality running back, can punt, can play DB. So just another tool for us to be able to use come the fall.
And Sajel Hickson has it. Wow. Oh, that's got to be a face mask or horse collar in there.
Yes.
So that's going to be half the distance of the goal on the penalty. So it'll be Palmetto Tiger ball at the 1 yard line now.
That was a face mask. It was a horse collar tackle. It was a nose clipper. You name it. I mean, he did it all. And that guy was just trying to save a touchdown. But Sajel was not too pleased about it. As you could tell when he got up, he let him know it. Luckily for him, he didn't. I don't think he got a personal foul on it or unsportsmanlike, but it was definitely.
It looked like he was going to outrun him to the goal line there, but he had no choice. He had to horse collar him to catch up with him.
And it was impressive because the handoff, he came to a complete stop, and again the acceleration from the complete stop is incredible. Personal foul, face mask.
Outran him to the goal line, to the pylon.
Half the distance of the goal, so we'll go from the 2 to the 1, and Palmetto Tigers have the ball, first and goal, knocking on the door.
Half the distance.
Actually, in the marker over there says second down.
But it's first.
11:51 here in the third quarter. Really a hard-fought game tonight. Tigers driving. It is 1st and 1. Oh, low snap, ball's down right there. So that's going to be it. Knees on the ground, loss of about 5 on the play.
Yeah, bad snap, and no way that Jonte was going to be able to pick that off the ground. They lucky just to get back on top of it and try to make something happen. But this is where you got to really buckle down here, and you got to concentrate, pay attention, because we got to get in the end zone. They have given us a great opportunity.
Yes, you're absolutely right, Rick, and Lee Matthews has been spot on tonight, playing his first game as center, and I think this has been the first really bad snap, and with a lot of shotgun action.
So really, the Tigers really would like to get 6 on the board with a touchdown and then add the extra point. But not wanting to settle for a field goal here. Now Williams back in the game, throws the slant, perfect pass, touchdown. And that's going to be Kobe Mays. Just a fine play.
Yeah, welcome back, Zay Williams. Good to have you back. Jonte, thank you for guiding the ship while I was gone, but let me throw a touchdown here and get back to the bench. That was just a perfect pass, and you could see as soon as Kobe cleared that defender, had his hands up, he was ready to catch it.
So you're up by 15. According to the chart, you would go for 2, but we'll take the point.
So, Kenny in the charts.
I have it.
He's got the chart.
I have the
up.
chart because we missed that extra.
He's got the time, the distance, win in the quarter. The whole chart's in front of him, and now the Palmetto Tigers have a 16-point lead here, 37-21.
So kudos to the offense, Rick. You said we definitely get the score to spread that lead, and they made it happen. And great drive that we needed to burn some clock here, and now let the defense that's rested finish them off. It would be good for them to get a score here, the defense, will seal this game.
Yeah, 37 points on the board. Last year's unit averaged about 42 points a game. With some games against some lesser competition, but 42 points against this Riverview team last year. Were quite surprising, really. But, with Riverview, I think they're playing pretty basic here. They're missing a back and they're missing a receiver.
And they graduated 24 guys off of that team, but they look like they've definitely reloaded. They probably got some transfers in, and they're an 8A school. We're 6A. They're going to be very competitive this year.
Gonzalez with a very good kick, about a yard deep into the end zone. So Riverview Rams will start out from the 20-yard line.
And that's at least his third kick into the end zone tonight. So definite improvement there. Year older, year working with Robbie, getting in that weight room. We're seeing the rewards and improvement tonight. Great job.
Yeah, just a great job by Mr. Gonzalez. Really like what I'm seeing, Kenny. I know you got to be ecstatic because we know where he came from, and he's learned a lot in a short period of time, and he's an ace kicker.
And you're taking their speed guys out of the ball. You're taking that element out of the game too. That's big in our district.
All right, got a run play by Riverview. Good job by the defense to clog the gap, get in there, make a tackle for about a 2-yard gain there by Riverview. You can tell, they're really rotating the defense in and out, Brian, keeping them fresh and giving everyone an opportunity to play.
And we're not seeing any drop-off of the play as well, too, doing that.
Second and long 7. He looks. White throws a nice route out there, hitch, and it goes for very close to the first down. It's going to be right at the mark. We're going to see a measurement over here. So he actually is about 2 yards. It shows 2 yards short, but not a very good spot there. I thought it was a lot closer to that for the Rams, but it brings up a 3rd and 2 yards. And Palmetto jumps off sides. So that's going to be the first down for the Rams. 9 minutes and 47 seconds. It'll be 1st and 10. Ball is now spotted at the 34-yard line.
I know it's hard to do. They practice this in practice, trying to stay in position and not jump. But, hey, it's spring.
So run to the middle of the field. Big hit there, and spins off of that and goes for about a 4-yard gain on the play. That's number 27. He showed some really nice skill, and that's going to be Kaiser Luft.
I don't know who hit him there, but he took a shot and just bounced up. Amazing that he came back from that hit.
Now a little jet sweep action. They send the ball up inside. Did a good job. Tigers, didn't over pursue on that one, but a really nice looking play, but goes for a gain. It's still going to be short of the first down, 3rd and 2.
He's a nice little back there. Fresh fresh legs.
White with a long delay. Oh, the ball's on the ground. There it is. Tigers on it. Looks like Wyatt may have recovered it, but let's take a look. That's going to be Tyler Wells coming up with the play.
Turnover. Awesome.
Heads up. Tyler's had a good game tonight.
He has.
He's done a good job of containing over there. And Johnny on the spot. Really a bad exchange. Ball comes up. And a good play by Wells to be on that. Well, what do you think about that, Rick?
He's got to be a little happy.
I love it, man. He's worked so hard.
Well, just look at him. And you can tell he's worked hard.
He's gotten so big and so strong, and I just thank this coaching staff for just all the guidance that they give these young boys, man. It's good to see.
Would you mess with him now? No. I didn't think so. I wouldn't mess with him either.
All right, Williams looks, throws the ball. Nice throw, just a little bit overthrown. Had the route there. Wester cleared everybody back there, but really a lot of zip on that ball. I'm not sure which ankle he injured there, whether it was his plant foot or his step foot, but a lot of zip on that ball.
It looked like Michael Vick throwing the ball that time.
He does. He throws a nice
tight
ball.
Spiral, and LaJonte couldn't get to it, which is amazing.
Kobe Mays catches that. Nice little route there. Very close to the first down, but that is gain of 8 on the play. 8 minutes and 11 seconds on the clock. Palmetto Tigers are winning this one 37-21.
And that has to be at least 40 passes by now. Steve will get us this 38
passes. No,
38.
you're not even close, Ken. Come on. I want accuracy. All right, so... Oh, great catch over there. Oh, nice play by Mays. First down.
Put it in the spot.
It's amazing.
With the defensive back charging and makes the catch.
It's hard to say, but, Kobe's even gotten better since last year. But, because they continue to work on it. They don't take anything for granted, and you got to love the work ethic.
Look at that. Nice cut in the middle of the field. Tigers are blocking down the field. Great to see, very aggressive, and that's going to be a nice gain on the play.
Yeah, that defense is getting wore down, and throw that run in there. Those holes are open. And
2nd and 6. Tigers on the move.
Williams looking things over. 2 receivers on each side of the formation. He's looking for it. He throws it out there. It's got a receiver, and it's going to be Butler. Great catch. Touchdown.
And great coverage by the defensive back. He was right there.
Yeah, the really good coverage by Garcia on the play. Butler, as all the good ones do, he got got that left arm out there, and was able to get that right arm up and get underneath that one.
Garcia is much bigger than him too, and he shielded it and.
He kind of boxed him out just like you would.
The little guy boxing the big guy out.
That's what.
And that's a formidable strong safety there.
Yeah, very good strong safety.
Mismatch speed-wise.
And so the ball goes through the uprights, and that's Gonzalez. And so now your Palmetto Tigers lead this one. And really, Riverview, with only 7 minutes on the clock, have a lot of work.
Yes, and they abandoned the pass here on the last series, going more with the run, and they're just going to run out of time if they keep trying to run. They're going to have to throw the ball to even attempt to get back in this game.
So the Tigers lead 44-21, 7 minutes and 6 seconds. Gonzalez is going to get kick this one off here. And, he's shown a lot of leg talent tonight. And Palmetto Tiger offense, amazing. I think that's, I think we can do the math on that. It's 40 passes, right,
40
Ken?
passes, yeah somewhere around 40. We'll get corrected one way.
We'll get corrected by
44 points. I know that's right.
Super statistician. There's a low driving kick middle, and it's down on the ground picked up. Looking for the edge over there. is number 12, hesitates. Good job by the coverage there. And that was number 12, James Simmons there. And, you know, that strategy rarely works out for you.
When you're trying to run down the yard line to get open, and especially with our coverage as well as they played tonight, it's just not going to happen.
Not with the speed of this team, just not going to happen. And I'm just very happy for these young men. They work hard. You know, they never stop, guys. They are always in the gym. They're conditioning. And I know it's only spring, but you want to come out with a win.
Well, we're seeing it tonight. We're seeing the results of their hard work for sure.
Inside run there, goes for about 2 yards on the play. Great defense.
This is just going to eat the clock up.
And new quarterback into the game is number 14. That's going to be Will Evans. And so Riverview changing some things up here. 636. 2 receivers on each side of the formation. Back gets it, runs to the left. He cuts it up. Really nice looking run here.
Yeah.
He's at the 30. He's at the 35. Finally forced out of bounds there, and that is number 28, Bryce Gamlian. And really nice run.
And he got out of bounds to stop the clock.
Yeah, good job on the O-line for Riverview because they were able to get some key blocks there and keep the defenders at bay. But once again, I'll go back to the speed. Even when they get blocked out of play, they're able to recover quickly. And that's what I've really, you know, I'm impressed with that tonight, just the speed of the defense and swarming to the ball and no one giving up on the play. And, you know, that's going to really bode well as we go into the fall season when everything is for real and it counts. So good job by the defense tonight. Offensively, we knew we were going to be explosive. Had the utmost confidence in Zay. It's just whether or not defensively we're going to be able to keep it going like we did last year. And so far, I'm very impressed with what I see.
1st and 10 for the Rams. Ball at the 35-yard line. And the quarterback looks, steps up, throws. Nice route. Big hit. Incomplete. They're going to call that an incomplete pass. Big hit there. And that was a jarring hit back there. And was that Day Hill? I know Ellison Bradley with big hit
with
on the
a
play.
Mike Goff-esque hit there. He just laid him out.
And stepping up and making a nice throw is Will Evans there. Perfect pass right down the seam. Would have been a first down, but great play by Ellison Bradley.
And this second unit in, Rick?
No.
Oh, still the first.
Yeah, well, there's some. I don't really call them the second unit. This is really they rotate. I call them all first string.
Okay. And you've said that earlier. My bad. And that has worked well tonight with the rotation, getting the reps and working different combinations has worked well for the defense tonight.
Handoff, fake the handoff. Good fake in there, and going for a 8-yard gain on the play was Will Evans.
He's got to come out of play.
Please call for your rides at this point.
I think what you're going to see, Kenny, is we have maybe some underclassmen in on the D line now. Linebackers and corners are, you know, all first-round players.
And then back at single safety is Avendano. He's a nice player too, number 31. He makes plays. Anytime that I've seen him in the game, that's a young man that does a great job out there. And we have over now, that's a first down for the Rams. Shuffling things around, we see number 53 for the Tigers. Number 53 out on the field is Mike Johnson. Throws an out there, open receiver. Tried to turn that one up before making the catch. That brings up a 2nd and 10.
And now they put another quarterback in since
he had to come out.
Yeah,
for
Will
his
had to
helmet.
come out, so he had number 16 in there, Taven Clark. We don't have any weights or grades or anything on here, so we don't know if this is it looks like a young kid here that's taking over behind center for Riverview.
Nice run, Mill, and he takes a big hit, but he goes for a 9-yard gain. And, you know, one great thing about high school football, come to the game, enjoy the game, but the great thing about the reach of Tiger Vision here is sponsored by Conley Buick GMC. I've got Lauren Shackelford from Tallahassee. Hey, Lauren. Gave me a text and saying great game here. And that's something that only via Tiger Vision. Great play in the backfield there. And you had 2 players involved in play, and you had number 24 and number 64, and you've got Riley Jackson on the play, and also Jabari Dunbar back there. Excellent play, brings up a 4th and 2 for the Rams. Now number 16, Tavian Clark, takes the ball out of the shotgun. And they draw the Tigers offside.
Oh, my goodness.
And
Academy Award time.
Number 72, you need to roll that back on the replay. Jeremiah Washington, he's probably 280 pounds.
He's got some ups there, Brian.
He looked like a soccer player there, or somebody takes a charge out on the basketball.
Yes.
You couldn't knock him down like that if you had a 40-yard start. But that's
true. That's a big boy doing that.
That was a big flop there. Yeah, he's a big dude.
Big dude.
And now quarterback keeps it, takes it in the middle of the field, and goes for about a 1-yard gain. And so with only 4 minutes and 5 seconds left on the clock, that brings up a 2nd and 9. Now coming into the game is number 34 for the Tigers, and that's going to be Jacob Milligan coming in. Oh, look at this. 84 in good position out there, and that is one of the tallest linebackers you will ever see. Jeremiah Jackson out there is a junior cornerback, and he looks like he's about 6'2" out there. And he's wearing tonight, it's a number that you normally don't see out there, number 84 on a cornerback, but good coverage. 3rd and 9. Quarterback looks picked off, almost picked off. They're stepping in front. 29 there, and that was L.J. Hewitt in great position. L.J.'s made a couple plays. He really was looking for that end zone and didn't look that one in.
He was thinking pick 6 on that, and got to catch it first, but great play.
Yeah, hey, but just a sophomore. That's a good job.
Yes.
They're getting those players in there now.
Getting them in there. Yeah, he's looking good.
All right, so we're going another pass here by this young quarterback. Just throws it out of bounds. Riverview is starting to run out of time here. That's going to be a turnover on downs, guys.
So Palmetto Tigers with a first down here. Big stop on defense. 3 minutes and 33 seconds on the clock.
Defense, even with the younger kids in there, were great job of bending and not breaking and letting them burn the clock down. Because that's their big enemy right now. There's just not enough time.
Chris Giddens is out there wide now, checking in for the Tigers. Diego Cantu at quarterback. Big run up there, running hard for about a 5-yard gain is the back, and big hit coming across the line. And that's number 24, and that is Jabari Dunbar. Really hard.
Nice run.
Really nice run.
Carrying 2 or 3 guys there.
Diego Cantu is a very tall quarterback, about 6'3", probably 195 pounds. Hands it off to Dunbar. He runs over another player.
Oh, my goodness.
Mercy.
Somebody wants to get some playing time.
My goodness. That was a huge hit. That was a big hit. So 2 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock. Dunbar in the backfield with Diego. Fakes it. Diego throws it out there. The ball's in the air, gathering it. And they're trying to pull that out. Still was number 81 for the Tigers, and that's Colton Windsor. He's a sophomore wide receiver. He'll be a junior next year, but was able to gather that one in. Scary play.
Scary play. They had their shot when it was floating around, but he hung on
I've
to
seen
it.
this. Yeah, he's what good hands though. I've seen him in practice. Another
Yes.
good receiver that's going to be a little bit stronger come the fall.
Cantu, 2nd and 6. Hands it to Dunbar, showing good speed for a big back. Now he cuts it up, and he lowers the boom once again for the first down. Really showing nice showing by Dunbar.
And Dunbar is only a sophomore. He's going to be a junior, obviously, coming up in the fall. But he is a powerhouse, another back that we're going to have come the fall that can run hard and give you those much-needed yards when you need them.
Cantu looking over the formation, throws it out there. That ball's in the air a long time, takes a big hit out there. Coming up to make a big hit was number 34, and that is Brady Bloom. You know, this Riverview team, they have the Bloom family. We've seen them over the years, like we have the Wyatt family here or the Bembry family. The Blooms, we've seen those guys make a lot of plays over the years for Riverview. But not a minute and 39 seconds on the clock. 2nd and 10 for Diego Cantu. 4 receivers set for the Tigers. 3 out here to the right. Dunbar running again, running hard. He's something. He's got an 11-yard gain there.
That's 4 carries, probably 30-plus yards, and getting some film so he can be considered. But Rick, you're spot on, man. What a great change of pace back he'll be next season for us. My goodness.
I don't have his weight, but I can tell you he's not 150 pounds. I'd say he's probably 210, north of 210. He is a big back. Exactly a minute and 5 on the clock now. And Dunbar is in the backfield. Diego's going to take this one under center. Probably just kneel this one out, but we'll see. 55 seconds on the clock. Diego to the line of scrimmage. Kneels, and that's going to be probably it for this one. I wanted to take this opportunity. We had some mic difficulty with Tom Porter. Tom's been out there, usually on the sideline. And I wanted, Tom, your observations of the game tonight as we wind this one down.
Well, just like every spring game we have at Palmetto, you never know what you're going to see when you show up. But what we do see coming in here is a lot of positive change. We see a brand new scoreboard. We see the new track. We see all these new players that we haven't really got a good view of last year. So you don't know what to expect from the offensive line. We lost 3 starters last year to graduation, and you never really know what to expect. So I was very impressed with the offensive line and the way they played. I think there's definitely room for improvement. And I noticed they were subbing a lot of guys in at that offensive line, so they're still trying to figure out what their identity is going to be. But they did play pretty well for guys that didn't start last year, 3 of them at least. So I was pretty excited about that. And I got to say, Xavier Williams, the kid is very poised. And there are things that we haven't seen in our other quarterbacks that were they're a little uncomfortable in the pocket. This kid seems very poised. Earlier in the game, we had that screen pass, and it was not there, and he threw the ball away. And it was so nice to see the kid on 1st and 10 say, hey, I'm going to be mature about this. I'm going to think about it, and I'm going to throw that ball away. So a lot of good things.
Question for you, Tom. Your take on Lee Matthews' first game at center.
I'll tell you, I've made that transition myself, and it's a tough transition. I was a left tackle, and I went to center. And not only is your job to beat the man in front of you like every other position, but then you become the leader of that offense. Last year graduating 3 seniors, obviously he took a backseat to some of the other kids who were taking the leadership role, and I thought he did a good job. I thought he did a good job communicating, making the calls for the different blocking schemes, and we know he's a big kid. He's a aggressive kid, and I was very impressed overall with him and the rest of the linemen.
All right, now we're getting some statistics here, not from the Atlanta studio tonight, but live here from the press box with the rock star himself, Steven Johnson. Steve, I'm going to turn it over to you, and I think we've got some really impressive numbers here, especially out of the passing game tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Varndor. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. It's tough getting away from our Plus Studios in Atlanta, but hey, this will do in the booth. The Tigers just basically lit it up in the passing game tonight. We had 389 total yards passing, which is pretty impressive over 492 total yards. So we ran the ball 28 times for 103 yards total. We passed 28 for 42, 28 completions, 42 attempts for 389 yards. That's pretty impressive. 8 yards shy of 500 for a spring game with only 20 days of practice is quite impressive. Riverview, on the other hand, those guys rushed the ball 33 times for 98 yards. They passed 9 for 21 for 152 for a total of 250 yards. So next year is going to be very exciting. I think we're going to call Xavier the gunslinger.
All right, Steve, great job up here on the microphone. It's Steve's first time jumping behind the microphone, and we had some real talent up here tonight with Troy Bellamy up here doing the public address, and of course Ken and Tom, with some technical difficulties tonight. But we're going to wrap this up back here in the stands at the Spring Classic with Brian Varnador, Rick Wells, Ken Burton Jr., and tonight's final score from the Florida Suncoast here at Harllee Stadium in beautiful Palmetto. Your Palmetto Tigers 44, the Sarasota Riverview Rams 21. Be sure to join us in Palmetto once again on August 16th for the Fall Classic as the Tigers face off versus East Bay. Remember, fans, for great high school football north of the river, it's all about the one and only, the original, your Palmetto Tigers. One town, one team. Go Tigers.